All right, hello everybody and welcome. We are sorry about the late delay getting started here. A little bit crazy. We sort of threw this together at the last minute because Twitch decided to be Twitched. So welcome everybody to a 4-player showcase race here on Speed Game for the Final Fantasy Randomizer Tournament. On the top you have jkoper and ichbinmiah. On the bottom you have Edgeworth and TheHereticRamza. I am the Greenleaf Effect and with me is Files25.
How are you doing, sir? Are you enjoying the late night Twitch down and up again action?
I'll be 100% honest with you. I was at work until about 15 minutes ago when I volunteered to do this. So I honestly didn't even realize Twitch was off.
You by definition didn't miss much since, there was nothing going on.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So looking at what we've got right here, we do have another round 1 match here, and it's going to be quite fun to keep track of everything going on. We do have a life spell here in the White Magic shop, as well as Cure 2 and Wall. So that's going to be a very nice starting out. Anytime you can have a revive spell early is very nice. I did see a silver gauntlet from jkoper over in the Temple of Fiends where he was.
Yeah, also of note, the silver sword was in the starting weapon shop. It's probably the best sword you can buy, in case you don't find anything decent in the chest early on.
Nothing wrong with that.
Lots of money in Temple of Fiends, though.
Hey, I'm always a fan of finding money early. I've played this a couple of times, and the first time I played it, it was just all a bunch of money there. The second time I played it, the first chest was the Mass Moon. So we're just going to say, I stopped playing after that because I know my luck wasn't getting any better.
Yeah, just quit while you're ahead, man. Yeah, having money early on in the seed is nice because spells can be kind of expensive once you hit Elfland in the rank 3 and 4 shops. So nothing, no key items, no craziness in Temple of Fiends right now, so they're just going to knock down Garland and then head across their free bridge.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite mistranslations, or is knock you all down. It's just so good. And we did see Lit 3 as a level 1 black magic spell, so that's going to be huge.
Yeah, being able to instantly clear a lot of these early packs is going to be great for experience in gold and just speed. Just being able to blow through those low-level guys is very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you who might not know the story of this game, don't worry, neither do we, and we've played it.
The story is you have to go really fast. The end.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing I do want to point out here is all 4 of these players are on the same seed. It's 2 1v1 races. And the interesting thing here is you'll notice different party compositions for everybody. jkoper up there has Fighter, Black Belt, Red Mage, Red Mage.
That's a party composition I love, that's for sure.
Yeah, TheHereticRamza has Fighter, Black Belt, White Mage, Black Mage. Maya has Fighter, White Mage, Black Mage, Black Mage. So, I mean, there's definitely some interesting party compositions here, and that's definitely going to affect what you see at the end of the game for where they're going to grind, if they're going to grind, how they're going to grind.
That's correct, and one of the nice things about this randomizer is that party composition is definitely a kind of evolving thing. There is no 100% correct best party composition, so there's definitely a lot of strategy and planning you can do before you even start the game, which is very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a huge thing right there is party composition, especially in these early rounds where, as you can see, it's open. So you can choose it, and later on when we get there, you're going to have parties that are going to be randomly selected, or certain characters that are randomly selected you're going to have to play with. But right now, in these first rounds, where it's an open party composition, it definitely makes for an interesting set of people.
Oh, and Floater is in Matoya's cave, it looks like. So
well, that's not the crystal rock she's looking for.
So we're still going to have to potentially go to Marsh Cave for our TNT, because you still have to have the TNT to be able to have access to the Floater. So if it isn't in those 2 chests in Dwarf Cave, we're heading over to Ambush Cave, which is
that's dynamite. Well, that is dynamite.
I give that one a B+. Well played, sir.
Oh, don't worry. We have plenty more puns up here on the horizon, so don't you worry about that.
I'm actually a little worried about that.
You shouldn't be.
Alright, so nothing too exciting as far as armor shops in Cornelia either. So our runners are going to be heading over to Provoca, the second town, to go beat up some pirates and hopefully take their ship. If you are new to the Final Fantasy Randomizer, this is round 1 of the tournament. So the things that are randomized include the chests in the game. All the chests are shuffled around. Enemy stats have been shuffled a little bit. They can be anywhere from 83 to 120% of their regular value. And the last thing that are shuffled, as you probably discovered, are the spells in the spell shops. So, level 1 Lit 3 is possible and welcome.
Not going to make the obvious it's lit joke, because that's way too played out.
I believe about 3 or 4 people in chat beat you to it.
Yeah, well...
And you can see Lit 3 getting some work done for these pirates. They're just going to be struck down with lightning, as well as these wolf packs. Early on, using Lit 3 to clear what we like to call popcorn formations, formations where there's 6+ enemies. Because of the way the randomizer works, you get 5 times the base experience for each enemy you kill, plus an additional flat 500. So early on, you're getting most of the benefit from that flat 500. So killing a whole bunch of individual enemies with one spell is really the best way to get gold and experience early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. And getting your experience to gold to sort of ratio there where you can get all that for one spell is great. And we do have the ship happening here. We do see it with Edgeworth there having the ship not a problem. So that is going to, again, hopefully increase, it does increase the area where you can go to there. Look at me, I'm stumbling over my words already. Apparently it's, it's one of those days. It's Wednesday, my dudes. How we doing?
When you said you just came home from work, do you work at a bar, sir?
I actually am a bartender, I kid you not.
Are you kidding me?
100%. I manage a hotel bar. I 100% honestly do.
Oh, that is awesome. If you'll excuse me, I have to leave the stream to go buy a lottery ticket because I'm on fire. Ooh, Warp available and Temper in the level 3 Black Magic shop to get back on track. Warp is probably the best single spell for saving time for an advanced runner. Exit, also handy to have.
Yeah, definitely. And Temper is going to be huge there because, hey, it's fixed.
Yeah, it does work. Does add 16 to the attack damage for whoever you cast it on. In a party with a black belt and a fighter, if you find a decent weapon, your fighter is going to carry, and if you don't, your black belt has the potential to carry if you give him a few levels.
Yeah, and what we're talking about there is in the original game, a lot of the spells that were supposed to work didn't, like Temper, Saber, they didn't do anything. Lock actually made it, easier to be, didn't work the same way it was supposed to. A lot of the spells didn't work the way they were initially intended in the game. And that being said, because of that nature of how those spells worked or didn't work, made the original game a lot harder than it was initially intended to be when it first came out. That's why if you played the remakes of this on the GBA and on the PSP and the PlayStation, you'll notice that a lot of the bugs have been fixed, but at the same time, the bosses have been buffed to compensate for that.
Correct. And some of the specific fixes that have been changed, we don't like to tinker with the balance too much, but when they went in and fixed the crit rates for some of the weapons, they were made, that made black belts significantly more powerful. So, little things have been tweaked in this game with some of the bug fixes, but pretty much it's still the same game you know and love, with a few more functioning spells.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's always good to be able to have more options, because, once you learn that, hey, this Temper spell I've been casting hasn't been working, why? Now you know. So, interesting thing about this game in general, this is a fun little bit. This game works on an encounter table, and if you know the encounter table, you can manipulate it, and that is something you potentially could be seeing later on, because it resets to certain things on hard power on and all that. An interesting thing to note, there are 2 sets of squares here in this game as we're doing a shopping trip here and wandering around. There are safe squares and non-safe squares, and for the most part, if you're moving, then you're going to be, incrementing the counter unless you're like in a town or on the tar parts, the concrete parts of the town borders, the doorways and dungeons, things like that. Those are going to be your safe squares. Interesting of note, if you're bonking up against the wall, though, you're not going to increment your steps counter. unless you're specifically bonking up against the canal wall, that actually will increment your steps counter. You won't get into the encounters, but it will increment the counter. So not sure if that's useful for anything, but there's a little knowledge for you.
I learned something today. Well played, sir.
I watch a lot of Final Fantasy 1 speedruns.
Well, while you were dropping mad knowledge bombs, we did discover that the Dwarf Cave chest did not have the TNT, so we are 100% heading over to Marsh Ambush Cave.
And for anyone who knows me, you know very well, I want to see it in the wizard chest, just because. Actually, what I want to see is I want to see the crown in the wizard chest, and I want to see the TNT through the Mystic Keychain. That's what I really want to see.
So you're all about that vanilla chest placement, I see.
I'm all about as much schadenfreude as I can get my greasy little hands on.
So you want the crown in Marsh Cave, TNT key locked, and then you want the slab in some awful place like Ordeals?
If I could have things my way, I want the crown in Marsh Cave. I want the TNT to be key locked in Marsh Cave. And
that's just cruel.
Yeah, and I don't want the slab to be in Ordeals. I want the slab to be in the key locked room in Sea Shrine.
Oh, nice. Well, I mean, but by the time you get there, I guess you already have the key. But that is still a trolley location, no matter what.
Or we could have it be in the eye chest in the ice cave. That's always a good place.
Yeah, also true. Yeah, Ice Cave is downright scary. In this version of the randomizer that we're playing in this round 1 of the tournament, enemy skills and spells have not been shuffled. So Ice Cave is still scary with Trancing Sorcerers, Lit 3, and Rub casting mages, Frost Wolves casting their AoE attack. It's gross. So if you can avoid Ice Cave, it's usually a good idea to do so.
Yeah, that's very disgusting. And there is the TNT. We have found it in the Marsh Cave down on Edgeworth's side. Good thing there, it's in a fairly easy location, you know, the top bottom floor, I guess you want to call it. So that's definitely a good spot for the TNT. It's not buried deep in where it could be an absolute pain.
Oh, yeah. And the real question is going to be, is Edge going to ditch out of Marsh Cave, or is he going to check the bottom of it?
Well,
with a floater having early, I would be willing to bet that he's going to ditch out.
I would be absolutely ditching out at this point. I mean, you've got the TNT, you've got the floater, so once you get through that canal, you have canoe, you have airship, the whole world is your oyster. It is opened up. I don't even play this game. I mean, I've played it, but I don't play it as regularly as all you guys in the tournament. I would absolutely be ditching Marsh Cave, and, you know, if I can come up with that one.
Well, you know, like most things in a randomizer, it's a gamble. Edge making the statistic play, I don't blame him for that. But if you're Edgeworth is definitely one of the guys that's real high up in the rankings. So if you're a newer player like TheHereticRamza, you could consider taking a gamble, like checking the bottom of Marsh Cave, because if the crown or something, or if the crown was down there or the slab, that could be a big play.
Yeah, and that's going to be one of the interesting things to do, or to figure out, is who's willing to take that gamble. And Edgeworth actually is going to be taking that gamble. So Everything we just said, just forget about everything we said, because apparently we don't know what we're talking about.
Just liars. We just lied to all of you. But you know what? I'm not sorry.
No. The instrument here is a lute, not a lyre. There's a difference.
Oh my god. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it burns. We're not even in the volcano yet.
Nope.
So let's see if this bottom of Marsh Cave gamble pays off.
Well, the good thing is it's going to pay off with is it is going to pay off with at least experience, and the less you have to grind, the better. I mean, you're going to get quote unquote rewarded here, because you're going to find stuff in the chest, whether it's money to help buy spells, weapons to help kill enemies, to get experience, to get money to buy spells. You know the loop, especially if you've played tabletop games.
That is true.
But yeah, so at least the reward of getting the experience is going to be at least something. It is going to potentially, you know, slow down what you have to grind on. And with a black belt, you can definitely expect Edge to be doing some grinding here, because late game, as we mentioned, black belts, the higher levels they get, you know, it's going to be good. And there's a flame shield, which is definitely going to help out the armor on the fighter.
Yep. Well, one thing to note, in this round 1 flags of the tournament, the experience and gold boost is turned to max. So if you could find yourself a good weapon on your fighter early, you could consider not grinding and just taking the fights as you get them, and more than likely you're going to be high enough level to take out all the bosses in the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yep, and there's jkoper doing what we talked about, picking up the TNT and getting the heck on up out of dodge. Looks like Ramza's doing the same thing. So Maya and Edge staying in, Koper and Ramza piecing out. Big problem for Edge, though, is his trump card in this wizard fight is decided to take a dirt nap there. His black wizard is down, so
yeah, that is
we could have an issue here.
Yeah, and Edge says, screw that. Oh, is he going to go back in?
Nope, he was just checking to make sure he's safe with the TNTs, and he's like, nope, peace out, Cub Scout, I'm gone.
Yep, don't blame him at all. That fight, he already checked a few of the chests down there. Now, he's going to be super annoyed if he gets to the point where he realizes that something important was in the last 2 or 3 chests in there.
We're going to find that out right now, because Maya is still here in the Marsh Cave and getting some love here by everyone's favorite green wolves.
Yeah, with double the black mages, he does have double the lit 3 charges.
Yep, and it looks like Bane was a 2nd level spell here, so that's always fun.
If by fun you mean poisonous and killing, then yes, I agree.
No, I say fun because I might be slightly jaded, because like I said, I've only played this a couple times, and I've only ever played this to its completion once. And funny story about that, it's literally about a year ago. Again, you mentioned me being a bartender. I was, having way too much fun on my birthday and decided I was going to play one of these things, and I was really, out of it. And I get to Tiamat 1, and I have the Bane sword. I'm like, let's just try and cheese this one time, and I get the 3 and 256 proc the first time I pull the Bane sword on Tiamat. Yeah, there's a clip that I legitimately am losing my mind.
Yeah, you do have that incredibly small chance to break resistances.
Yep,
Better
Wizards,
odds than Vegas, though. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Wizards ended up guarding, 1,455 gold, and there's some cloth there for Maya, so it doesn't look as if the south part of the Marsh Cave is going to be very prudent to go to. So the Black Mage dying was probably the best thing that could have happened to Edge here, unless this last chest has, adamant. Not that it's needed, but that would be nice. The slab, things like that.
Yep, we're about to find out here. Oh, and he gets a fight literally on the step before the chest. That's always extra frustrating.
Nope, just money, so not even worth it.
Nope, he's gonna piece out of there. Well, warp out of there, I guess.
Yeah, but while we were talking about the Marsh Cave, we did take a look at the level 5 white spells, and we have Cure 3, Fade, and Life 2. So level 5 magic, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, some of those spells are pretty good. I don't know, you might want to consider picking them up. They are expensive, though, at level 5. So we'll probably see these runners coming back to that later when they decide to hit up Earth Cave.
Yeah, but the good thing about this is, as you said, experience and gold is at the 5 times multiplier, so gold is going to be in heavy supply here.
Yep, I would say that they're probably going to head to pick up their airship, and then they might still go to Volcano even after that, because it is completable without any extra items.
Yeah, I mean, if picking up the airship, and Volcano has a ton of chests compared to, not necessarily compared to the other dungeons, but a ton of chests in a area. So you can go in, get all the chests in that first treasure floor, warp out, save, then go through and hit all the rest of the chests. So it's a bunch of items you can get in a very contained area.
It is a literal treasure trove.
5 out of 10, you gotta work on that one.
Look, I'm trying to learn from the master. I got my notepad open. I'm taking notes.
Trust me, I'm not the guy you want to learn from for puns. All I'm gonna do is make you facepalm your keyboard.
Oh, I missed it earlier. It looks like Nuke was level 4 in Elfland for the Black Mage. Or Black Magic, rather. So that is a great pickup, especially for Maya's very heavy Black Mage setup.
Yep, so that is going to be really good to see there, and we're going to go ahead and pick up the canoe here, so we can go ahead and take care of that. Now, that is something that was just taken out of the code, because normally what's going to happen is talking to him normally, because you can get to Crescent Lake before you take out the Earth Fiend in the vanilla game, and it's just going to direct you to defeat the Earth Fiend. The game actually checks and say, hey, is the orb lit? If so, give canoe. If not, direct to Earth Cave.
You got it. The nice thing about the randomizer is once you get that airship, as you stated before, the world is your oyster. You have a lot of free chests you can pick up, and it also invalidates the ruby.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, here is Ramza going ahead right over to the volcano. Now here,
yeah, we'll have to see.
pick up the air. Do you pick up or do you take the free chest options and go over to the Cardia Islands?
If I'm going to complete the volcano anyway, I would probably just go and do what Ramza's doing. But if you wanted to make an argument for heading toward the Cardia Islands and the Titan's cave chests, I would be very easily swayed by that.
Yeah,
besides, you do have to do some leveling, and with the spell variety available to these runners, volcano isn't quite that scary, so...
Yep, so we do have the Black Belt King there taking a nice little dirt nap on Edge's side, so that's going to hurt just a little bit here. All these names are great. That's one of the things I love about Final Fantasy 1 is you can just name all your characters. And it's so funny because, like I said, I watch the speedruns more than anything else, so I'm just so used to seeing in a row Ace, Bill, Cal, and Dan. So if you hear me refer to people by Ace, Bill, Cal, and Dan, just assume slot 1 is Ace, slot 2 is Bill, slot 3 is Cal, and Dan's probably dead.
Yep, taking the dirt nap.
Yep, and was that a defense sword I saw from the Cardia Islands on jkoper's side?
Yeah, I was actually just looking at that. Bottle is in Crescent Lake's item shop also. Mage Staff handy, does cast Cure 4 when you use it in battle, although that's a little less useful at this point since the black magic variety available to them is a little bit better than that.
Yeah. Did you say Cure 4?
If I said Cure 4, I didn't mean it. Bottle was what I was referring to.
Yeah, no, I heard Cure 4 anyway. Mage Staff Fire 2. Anyway, real quick, guys. It might have been the katana on jkoper's side. But just a heads up, we are getting reports that Twitch is doing its down thing again, so do not refresh. Keep it where you are, but do not hit the refresh button because apparently Twitch is being Twitch again. Yep, and it was a katana, not the defense sword. My bad.
Speaking of my bad, yeah, Cure 4 on a on-use item would be pretty awesome, but that's not reality. That's File's imaginary dreamland.
Well, it is fantasy, so I mean, it can make sense.
That's true. I was just trying to promote the fantasy. That's all. It's not because I can't read or talk.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, the Cardia Islands turning out to be a very nice boon there because jkoper picked up the katana, not that he actually has anyone who can use it, the Mage Staff, which we mentioned, which casts Fire 2, not Cure 4, and the Black Shirt, which is the only item in the game that allows you to cast Ice 2.
That is correct.
Yeah, so those lit 3 charges on jkoper's side being put to good use, killing some sphinxes or palette swap sphinxes, or I don't know, because there's so many crazy names in this at this point. I've lost track of what's named who, what, where, when, and why.
Pretty much. jkoper also opting not to use kind of save scumming strats outside of the Cardia Islands, but maybe he's worried about picking up a few levels before he heads to the volcano, wherever his next destination will be.
Not a code. We do have some volcano action happening here as Ramza is, trying to put out the fire, not starting the fire, but just trying to put it out. No big deal here. Looks like we got some cure casting, and oh yeah, we've got nuke. Let's cast nuke.
Pretty much. He didn't start the fire, but he's going to put out the fire.
Well, when in doubt, use fire rod.
Pretty much.
But we do have some really cool sync here happening over on the left side of our screen. Both Edge and jkoper are going to pick up the rod from Sarda's cave. So that's another one of those things where if you have access to get over here, you have early rod, you don't necessarily need the ruby to get through Titan's Tunnel. And if you do have the ruby at this point, it is customary to feed the Titan's crippling ruby addiction. But since we don't have it, we're not going to bother. jkoper is going to kill some Grey Wolves here. Edge is going to pick up some treasure here in the Titan's Tunnel. Some Argoyles are going to do what Argoyles...
There's the crown!
There's the crown!
So the early volcano play could end up being a slight waste of time for chest checking. We'll be interested to see if these runners decide to take the crown and do the crown chain and check all those delicious, easy key lock chests. I have a feeling that that's probably what both these runners are going to do.
Well, it doesn't look like that quite yet. It looks like Koper is going to go do that, but it looks like Edge is going to go ahead and do the Cardia Islands first. We've got our canoe being picked up by Maya here over in the Circle of Sages, and we have don't adjust your twitches because that is the volcano, the lava you see making it go blinky, ready, clear, whatever you want to call it.
It's the volcano rave dance party.
Yeah, it's the if you suffer from seizures or epilepsy, look away.
Yeah, we don't condone taking substances for enjoyment. So put away your rave sticks and your glow sticks.
Glow sticks are fine. They just light up the night and make it be a party. Glow sticks are fine. We encourage glow sticks.
I'm anti-glow stick.
I'm anti-tyro, so it's fine.
Oh, ouch, sir. Tyros are your friends. We're not even to the part of the game where Tyros spawn. You're already hating on them. I see how it is.
I play Final Fantasy Record Keeper, man. I don't like Tyro, and that's because that's the default name for the main character in that.
Well, just because you're wrong doesn't mean I don't respect your opinion.
That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, it looks like Koper is going to go ahead and do the Mystic Keychain here. But we did mention we don't condone recreational drug use. The only exception to that is in this game when you go ahead and give the prince some herb. That is the only time we condone it. After that we don't condone it. Coming from a guy whose username is the Greenleaf Effect, this is hilarious. But no, that's actually not a reference to that. My last name is legitimately Greenleaf.
Ooh, opal bracelet for jkoper in Aelfline Castle. That was his reward for the dankest of herbs.
Nice. And the
Crown
opal bracelet
picked up by Maya.
And there's the defense sword. It's in the volcano here. But the opal bracelet is nice because it is the strongest armor that can be equipped by your mages. So that's going to be very nice. Going to give some much needed absorb to, in this case, his black belts.
One bug that does remain in the randomizer is the black belt armor bug. The game was supposed to have the black belt's absorb be set to his level every level, assuming you don't have any equipment equipped on him, but it accidentally checks for weapons equipped instead, so that is one bug that has not been fixed. So if you put the opal bracelet on your black belt, you might want to consider visiting the the armor screen every once in a while, because that does reset the bug.
Yeah,
nothing in Cornelia, unfortunately.
Nope, just a delicious ruby.
I have a feeling they're going to, hold on to that ruby, perhaps throw it into the ocean instead of feeding it to the Titan, because that is faster.
True, but the interesting thing about that is you would think that if you can't feed it to the Titan, that a ruby would sell for a lot of money.
Yeah, oddly enough, none of the shopkeepers will even let you sell it to them.
If I were a shopkeeper, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take that. Oh, there's the slab. Slab is key blocked, so...
oh, wow.
As far as I know, that's the slab. That's the last item we need. I believe that makes it go mode now.
That is correct. We know where the bottle is, so at this point, it is going to be a race. Not that it wasn't already.
No, but now that puts Koper in a huge, huge lead because he literally can go get the bottle at Crescent Lake, and he is good to go.
The real question is going to be when you hit early go mode. It is definitely a question of how many chests do I want to continue checking, how comfortable am I with how powerful my characters are with the gear that I have. So that's why you see jkoper continuing to check chests. He's probably not comfortable with his power level quite yet.
Right, so at this point, though, he doesn't have to check any more chests. Checking the free chest there makes a ton of sense because it's on his flight path to Melmond here. So it definitely makes sense to do that. I would definitely be picking up chests that were on my way in my path. Like, you have to go to the waterfall.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to pick up all the chests in the waterfall. Hopefully you get something good there. Any chest that's directly in your path, I would definitely suggest picking up, and ones that are concentrated, like that first room in Mirage Tower, the first two rooms in Mirage Tower that have the concentration of chests. That's definitely something I'd be looking into. But Earth Cave specifically, where the chests are so far spread out and so far out of the way, I highly doubt we're going to go out of the way. As you can see, jkoper not picking up any of the chests here in the first section of Earth Cave.
Yeah, so I don't blame them at all for that.
Yeah.
The one issue they're going to be worried about is, since this is vanilla spells and skills, You know, the odds of Tiamat 2 throwing out a Bane on round 1 in the last dungeon are very high. So their white mages do have access to wall, but there's no guarantee that they'll get the spell cast off first. So I have a feeling the runners are going to be trying their darnest to find ribbons.
True, yeah, and that makes a ton of sense because Ribbon's going to give protection from time magic, earth magic, and basically it's going to be, you know, your Bane spells, your quadruple X, basically all your instant death stuff.
Pretty much, yeah. Ribbon protects against all 8 elements in this game, so it is definitely a great pickup to have. Speaking of great pickups, Edgeworth picking up that slab, so he's going to be real happy to find that. He's going to go learn the language of the toga partiers. He's going to learn how to put a lampshade on his head, maybe dance without pants. It's going to be great.
Hey, I approve of no pants. This is definitely a no pants approved stream. But did you see toga? Wait, so what you're telling me is that that the language is that for National Lampoon? Is that what this is?
Well, the townsfolk in Lathian, L-Land, they wear nothing but togas, and it's a party. But you can't join the party if you can't speak the language. I mean, that's just common sense.
That is true, but I mean, you did just talk about it, so does that mean I have to put you on super secret probation?
Well, super secret probation is okay, but double super secret probation, that would be life ruining.
Well, yeah, that's just because you have to report to an officer every 2 weeks.
I can't handle a level of supervision in my life, man.
Nope. Ooh, we have a pain in the butt bat here for jkoper, our first pain in the butt bat of the day. Not to be confused with everybody's favorite bat in this game, which is Out of Bounds bat, which we might see here over on Mias. Nope.
Oh,
nope,
no dice.
Darn it. I tried to segue that so perfectly, and it got set up for me, and then Out of Bounds bat.
Yeah, that was the bump in the set, and then just no Out of Bounds bat for the spike. Still, though, I'm going to give you that B- or B+ again for the effort, so well done.
Yeah, I was all excited to have that teed up perfectly for me, and then Out of Bounds bat just didn't want to show up for work today. But here we're going to see the chests in the waterfall. We got a heal potion, a large dagger, $27.50 in gold,
and
a couple of nightmares. And nightmares.
It's the big scary vampire, guys. Say hello to the vampire.
Hello, vampire. More gold, another house. More gold,
one dead vampire.
And the cube. So the waterfall chests, not necessarily the best options here, but hey, it's nothing, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, you have to go there anyway. Maya deciding to go there without completing the crown chest chain is an interesting choice. But I don't blame him for checking it because you'd have to go there anyway.
My only thing about that is I don't know if I would go here to do that without access to the Oxyale. So you could go right to Waterfall and go to Onrak and do the Sea Shrine. So that's my big question is why do you come here without the Oxyale?
Yeah, I'm guessing it was hopefully it was a calculated gamble and not an oversight. We can definitely ask Maya about that at the end of the race.
Ooh, there's a Pro Cape there on Edge's side. That's going to be nice. It's going to pick up the shield slot, and your mages can use it.
Yeah, probably going to throw that on his white mage to decrease the risks of the white mage dying a horrible death.
Spoiler alert, they like to die horrible deaths a lot.
And that is true. Speaking of horrible deaths, we may or may not be having stream issues.
I think we are. Oh no, we're back. We're back. At least on the replay stream end. I'm not sure if we're back on Speed Game, but we're back on the replay stream end. I can at least see what's happening, and they don't have a clue.
We're back. The stream is still going on in my heart, so I can tell the runner's energy is just positive. Oh, I think we're back.
I think we're back.
See, more reason why you shouldn't refresh or change the channel because Twitch will punish you. You have to stay here and hang out with us. It's your only choice.
Exactly. So at this point, there's not really a whole lot left when it comes to your chest, the items you're going to see, because we pretty much know where everything is going to be. We're probably going to go get excited when we see the Masamune. I would imagine that we're have the potential of seeing some delicious Agama grinding coming up here for those of us in the volcano with the black belt. That would be my 2 cents on it, but I would definitely imagine that some delicious Agama grind is going to be happening.
It's already happening a little bit on the TheHereticRamza side, which is a great Final Fantasy Tactics name reference, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. I do love tactics. But we're not gonna. I could go into a whole thing on tactics, but we don't want to do tactics because this is Final Fantasy 1. This is the original, the OG.
This game keeps it real.
It does, and my favorite thing about this game is literally, if you take a look at how slightly convoluted this is, and the fact that it's based very heavily on Dungeons and Dragons, you can pretty much bet that at some point in somebody's career running D&D, this was a campaign that somebody ran and they just turned it into a video game.
Pretty much. Why wouldn't you? And when you say heavily borrowed, it's okay to say outright stole. Although they did go as far as to change the name of the eye from Beholder and a few other smart changes. So,
well, that's because those were copyrighted.
I did say it was smart. No one wants to get sued, because then it truly would have been the Final Fantasy.
True. I mean, that's the reason they called it Final Fantasy, was because at the time Square had money left to make one more game, and they thought this was going to be the swan song for the company. So that's why they called it. That's why it was specifically called Final Fantasy. This game, as much as we lampoon some of the later versions, 13 for being a long, narrow hallway simulator, 12 for being 12, 10 for whatever the heck 10 was, this is the game in the franchise that saved Square and eventually turned it into Square Enix.
Exactly. In case you guys are curious why they're walking in lava, if it has not already been mentioned, walking in the damage tiles such as the lava or the ice cave damage tiles does not progress that threat counter that the Greenleaf effect was mentioning, so it's better to take a lava bath, get a little warm and toasty, than to get an encounter.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have our first fiend fight here, Koper going after Lich. The good thing about Lich is he's a nice little undead, so we can use our fire spells, or you can do what Koper's doing and cast Nuke. And Ice 2 there is interesting because Ice 2 can do a maximum of 160 damage, so he had enough HP going into that fight to not have to worry about it. And Ice 2 is always going to be the first spell Lich casts, and I believe it's a 75% chance of him casting spells on per turn. So there's a very good possibility that you're going to end up seeing Ice 2 on the first turn against Lich.
Yeah, Lich has one of the highest chances to cast magic of all the fiends, which makes Lich 2 especially scary in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, because the first spell on his rotation is Nuke. So you will often eat a delicious Nuke on your first fiend encounter in the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yep, and if you're not prepared for that, it can be pretty intense. And I know that's why in the speed run, again, I'm going to reference that a lot here, you'll see either it be a solo character or you'll see the weaker characters end up turned to stone for that fight. So you can just have the meat shields do what they do and be meat shields.
It looks like jkoper heading back to the Melman White Magic shop that had all those great spells. Picking up what he thought he needed there, but Red Mage has limited white magic selection, unfortunately.
That is unfortunately true.
So yeah, I believe in Melmond, the Red Mage can only learn the very first slot of the white magic, and the second one if they class upgrade. So, but it was still worth it to head back to pick up that one he was missing. Who doesn't like extra charges of life?
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things to put out about this is just because the spells have changed location doesn't mean that the ability to learn them has. Because basically every class is slotted in to be able to learn spells in a specific slot, whether it's slot 1, 2, 3, or 4 of that level of magic. So, as we mentioned, White Mage slot 1, yeah, Red Mage can learn it. So it doesn't matter what it is in that slot, the Red Mage can learn it. But if it's in slot 2, even if it's a spell they can normally learn, they can't because of where it's slotted into the spell slot.
Yep, and that is just a function of the randomizer. Another one of the spell flags you can set, which we will see in later stages of the tournament, is the Spell Shop Shuffle. Which means that, like, for example, in this seed, all the level 1 magic was in Cornelia. That was the starting town. All the level 1 magic is there. When the spell shops are shuffled, that means that you could have a level 7 spell, level 3 spell, and then 2 level 5 spells in the first level shop, and you'll be real sad, because you won't be able to learn any of them yet. Yes. But that's a glimpse into the future. We're not quite there yet.
Yep, and it looks as if over on Edge's side, he is setting up to level up his fighter and black belt, because he has put his black mage in the front of the party, and that character is going to take the attacks 50% of the time. Also, we have got Ramza here fighting Carrie, so we've got our second fiend taken care of here, and or in the process of being taken care of. Again, the other big thing here is we've got Nuke, we've got Temper, we've got options.
We do. Yeah, it looks like Ramza decided that enough was enough on his Agama grind and decided to just finish out this dungeon here. Don't blame him at all.
Interesting note there. Carrie's physical attack causing poison.
Yep. The poison, stun touch, stone touch enemies have all had their attacks shuffled in this version. So I don't think we found the death touch enemy yet, which was normally the sorcerer in the vanilla game, but I'm sure they'll make an appearance.
I think my favorite thing is I remember you guys, I'm not sure who was on it, but I remember people complaining about a seed where there were death touch imps.
Oh yes. Yeah, another bad enemy is death touch wolves, because they tend to appear in large packs.
Yep, or the Fire 3 pirates. That was a good one.
That was a garbage seed. I think first place in that seed was just over 3 hours. It was a slog fest.
I remember I literally sat at my computer, and I think it was Darkwing Duck I was watching play that, or it might have been Uno, so it was one of those two, and just literally sat here for 45 minutes just laughing my butt off, watching the pirates just go to town.
Yeah, we had to go to the Peninsula of Power to power level enough to at least have the hit points to take at least one of those hits. It was rough, but a good time.
Yeah. So interesting note I want to point out here down on Edgeworth's screen specifically is normally in the game when your character dies, they're moved to the bottom of your thing, and the next character is moved up. You'll notice that the black mage is still sitting in the top slot. That's a fix that was put in, just, you know, one of those convenience fixes. So you'll notice that things stay the same. Your party order stays exactly the way you want it. And Ramza has come across the crown.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling real happy about that. Now we'll see if he, having already cleared the volcano, I would imagine that he will probably immediately complete the crown quest and check all those chests. Meanwhile, Edgeworth doing the Agama grind. Don't really blame him here. He is in go mode, so he's probably at the point where he's thinking, I really don't need anything else to beat this game, so why not level up my physical damage dealers? So if I do find a sword that's at least moderately good, or if not, my black belt can carry. That way he won't feel bad about skipping past a lot of chests at the end of the game. So he's sacrificing a little time right now to hopefully make up a lot of it at the end of the seed. We'll see if it pays off for him.
Yep, and there, what you're talking about there is Ramza going ahead and doing Astos to start off the Crown to Key quest. So that's definitely going to be a thing here. And as you did mention, we are seeing some Agama grinding here, both on jkoper and Edgeworth's side of things. You would have to imagine they are both going to do the same thing, and that's power level the absolute crap out of the black belt. And if that's the plan that they're both on, you would imagine that both of them are hoping and praying that they are going to find the, I know it was renamed to the Giant's Gloves, but I think it's the Power Glove here, or maybe the Giant's Glove. And that's an item that when you use it, it casts Saber on you, which basically is the Temper spell on crack. And that basically allows your black belt to go, yeah, boom.
Pretty much, yeah. The Saber spell is another one of those spells that was fixed in the randomizer. It does increase your attack by I believe either 12 or 14 points, and also increases your hit rate a little bit. So you get a few casts of that going on your black belts and or fighter. You're having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see here that Edge is definitely killing off the black mage, the white mage here. Doesn't care if the fighter's going to die. And going to absolutely power level the crap out of King here. What a really good name for the black belt, the way you're doing it in this game. King is just a great name for that.
I thought he was just a big fan of Earthbound. Because that is the name of the dog in that game.
That is an excellent reference there. I'm happy. I'm happy.
That's a good game. But this is not the Earthbound randomizer. This is the Final Fantasy randomizer.
It is, and we are going to see some delicious Northwest Castle chest here on Ramza's side, as we have some more delicious Agama meat being farmed by both jkoper and Edgeworth. And Maya is, Maya's in the menu, which is one of the most commonly seen things here in the game, the menu.
Yeah, the heal potion on Maya's menu is in my second least favorite spot in the game for it to be. I think the worst spot is in the middle on the bottom. You really forget about how much the little conveniences of, like, for example, being able to rearrange your item inventory. It's such a nice life convenience in the later Final Fantasies, but not present in this one.
Yeah, absolutely not. And we have got 3 of our 4 runners here in the Agama grind. So, again, I hope you like Agamas, everybody, because you're going to be seeing them. And there is Ramza's slab. So that is going to put Ramza into Go mode as well. So I believe that puts everybody now into Go mode, which means we got an actual race on our hands here.
That is correct, although Maya, I believe, still has not picked up the slab yet, because I don't think he has completed the crown chain yet, but I have a feeling that he will be going right there after he gets done with
volcano. Fair enough. Yep, I didn't see it. I thought it was lit up, but I looked quickly, and nope, that's the cube.
and Maya getting the unlucky unrunnable on this floor of volcano, unfortunately. So having to spend a charge and nuke that he probably wished he could have kept for carry.
Yeah, but it happens sometimes. It happens. So while we are in grind and go mode here on a couple people's sides, now would be a good time to explain the sort of lack thereof story of Final Fantasy 1.
So what we have here is you start off and you are these 4 random blank slate warriors who just so happen to appear on the shores of the kingdom of Corneria. Yes, I'm going to use Corneria, not whatever you want to call it. It's Corneria, end of story.
It's
whatever.
The 4th planet of the Lilat system.
Yeah, exactly. So you randomly appear having no memory of where you are, where you've come from, or where you live, and you just so happen to be the 4 chosen heroes to save the world. Okay. Fine, whatever. This is 1987. We'll forgive them. Then you go ahead and you're tasked with saving the Princess Sarah from Garland, who kidnapped the princess because she didn't return his affections. Again, okay, a little tropey, but we're there, whatever. So you fight Garland, you kill him, you save the princess, and then, a bunch of things happen because this Garland disappears, but he ends up going back in time 2,000 years where the 4 fiends created Chaos, who was really Garland, and then he sends the 4 fiends into the future, and it's this really weird causality time loop that, in theory, by defeating Garland in the past, you should have never had the adventure to begin with, but you end up back in the future, and basically, the big thing to summarize here is... basically the thing to summarize here is, let's be thankful that these people just write video games and not Disney movies.
Yeah, I had to bust out my copy of A Brief History of Time just to try to understand this plot, and it did not help.
Well, that's because you didn't bring your Nita with you, because a stitch in time saves 9. Come on, man.
Oh, God.
And that was a 9 minutes reference, guys. Come on, 9 minutes.
Well played, sir. Well played. All right, so it looks like we've got only Edgeworth continuing the grind over here. It'll be interesting to see how far he wants to take this black belt. With the scaling all the way to the max, the black belt is getting just a ton of experience for every Agama kill. So I would imagine that he will probably take it to the
experience per Agama.
Yeah, that goes a long way. I would imagine he'll probably stop in the mid-late 30s. I have seen people go all the way up to the low 40s though. But in this version of the randomizer, enemy scaling can only go up to 120% max. So he might feel that's overkill. We'll just kind of have to see how far he wants to take it.
Yep, and just remember the hard cap for levels in this game is 50.
That is true. The secret level 51 power spike is secret tech that I won't share until I make the finals of this tournament.
Fair enough, fair enough. And I do want to quick apologize for we are seeing a bit of slideshow percent there on Maya's side. That's just a Twitch being Twitch thing. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. But we can assure you nothing is being spliced together. As Maya forgot he had already checked the Matoya chests.
Hey, it's better to double check than to accidentally walk past them and then get to the end of the seed and wonder what you missed.
Yep, and I have seen that in several different randomizers before, where you go into autopilot mode and you forget you checked something or didn't check something or you missed a spot. It happens. It absolutely happens. So double checking is better than not checking at all.
Oh yeah, especially in a place like Matoya's Cave where there are no random encounters. Might as well take the extra 5 seconds just to quell those brain demons asking you constantly whether you remember to check them or not.
So did you remember to check them? Did you remember to check them?
Oh god, do you guys hear the brain demons? They're real.
What are you talking about, brain demons? I think you're going crazy.
No, I'm sad. I'm as sad as I was when we didn't see Out of Bounds Bad.
Hey, we still have 3 more chances to see Out of Bounds back, because 3 people still need to get the cube.
That's true. That's the great part about the 4-player stream, is you get, 4 times a chance to see Out of Bounds Bat, 4 times a chance to feed Titan the Ruby, and 4 times the chance to see who is a terrible human being and a monster and tries to kill Tyros.
Well, we're not going to feed the Titan's crippling Ruby addiction. We may or may not see Out of Bounds Bat, and I can confirm I'm a horrible monster.
Well, we knew that before, your Tyro status was confirmed.
Oh, anyone who's heard me on commentary knows I just want the trolliest things I could possibly do. And if killing Tyros is going to be a troll, then I'm going to do it.
Terrible human being. So, anyway, looks like Edgeworth still continuing his grind. It looks like Ramza has been watching his progress through the Earth Cave, and he has been stopping to pick up some of the disparate Earth Cave chests. So he must not quite be comfortable with the items he has, probably looking for those ribbons.
Yeah, ribbons is definitely going to be the thing that you're definitely looking for here. Whoa, holy crap, did you see that amount of damage that King just did?
Yeah, he is, that is a lot of the damages.
That's a ton of damage, holy crap. I'm easily amused, everybody.
Well, that's alright, that means you're good company then, because I don't have to go out of my way.
No, definitely not. I appreciate good puns and shiny objects.
All I need to keep you entertained is just a piece of string on a stick. Maybe a laser pointer. You're basically a kid.
No, you have to at least go car keys for me. I'm a small child.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Although funny you mentioned that, I do have a laser pointer right here at my desk for my cat.
Alright, looks like PowerPoint ichbinmiah did just find the slab. So he is now also officially in go mode.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got interesting because jkoper already fought Carrie, and he's now going back in. So it looks like we're doing some chest digging here for Koper.
Yeah, I have a feeling these runners are really going to be, especially jkoper. I know Wall was available early, but I do not know if it was Red Mage castable. Maybe someone in chat can help me out with that. But if the double Red Mage party is not able to cast Wall, jkoper is really going to be trying to find one of those ribbons for some of those resistances we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
the sweet item, heal potion ability. That's the best part of the randomizer right there in TheHereticRamza's screen.
No, it is not the best part of this, because the best part of this game is grind.
I will respectfully disagree, but you know what? You make a good point.
So basically, hold on. So what you're saying is, they paired together the two people who, you're pro Tyro, I'm, anti-Tyro because I like violence. You're pro 10 heal potions, I'm pro heal potion grind. Is there anything we agree on?
How do you feel about cake versus pie?
Depends on the recipe for both. I'm from Maine, so blueberry pie is always the answer.
Oh, see, I can get excited. There was no, I threw you a softball there. I love both cake and pie, so. But we see TheHereticRamza heading back to Provoca. The two best items you can buy in any armor shop in the randomizer are both the gold bracelet and the pro ring, and the fact that they are both in the same shop makes the reshopping much easier.
Yep, and I do want to point out real quick there that Edge was going to head in Carrie's chamber here. Carrie's chamber is not necessarily safe squares. As you can see, killed Carrie, took a step, got some fire elementals. They were kind of mad that you killed their boss. However, super overpowered black belt's just like, please, I punch fire, I don't care.
Yeah. Although the scariest part of the grind is not the Agamas themselves, it is the walk to Carrie and the fight with Carrie. So getting out of there is the probably the biggest risk hurdle that Edge had left. So with a super overpowered black belt, able to hit like a truck, and in go mode items, Edge is going to blow through the rest of this game. He'll definitely be making up some of the ground he lost in Volcano.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have our first stop here into Gaia. Ramza did go ahead and pick up the bottle as we saw down in Crescent. So we are going to go ahead and release the ferry. If you do want to know, the ferry did get a renaming in one of the remakes. I don't remember which one it was, but the ferry's name is Echo, if anybody cares.
I did not know that. I'm learning all kinds of things today. I can't speak to the usefulness of these things, but they are new things.
Hey,
Bottle picked up for Edgeworth, and he's going to be doing the same thing. Did they rename the airship too? Huh?
The airship is just airship.
I thought you were going to say something ridiculous like they named it Janice.
No, Janice was the name of a barbed wire baseball bat that a wrestler named Abyss used to use in TNA.
Wow.
I'm not even joking about that.
Wrestling references. Well played, sir. Well played. Alright, it's Axial picked up for ichbinmiah, it looks like. Even though it was kind of hard to tell with the PowerPoint slide, we got there.
Yep, but we definitely got the Axial here.
And same with
the Axial. Yep, Coper's picking up the Axial. So 3 of our Forerunners have the Axial. Meanwhile, we've got Edge just, grinding it out in the Earth Cave.
We did also see jkoper briefly try to land his airship in the mountains. Thankfully, if you don't land your airship, it doesn't crash and kill you. So that's always nice.
That is true. Though airships do explode in Final Fantasies. I know yours explodes in Final Fantasy 3 when you get blown up over the Kingdom of Saronia. I can't remember if I know you blow up the Dreadnought in Final Fantasy 2. So airships exploding is definitely a thing.
Speaking of exploding, I might be exploding mad if we don't see Out of Bounds Bat down here on TheHereticRamza screen. Oh, Rob. Oh, there it is. Yay, Out of Bounds Bat.
Out of Bounds Bat. Yay.
He is the battiest of bats. See, Out of Bounds Bat is the best bat, and I'm going to tell you why. Other bats, they get in your way. They're all flap, I'm the bat of power, I'm going to knock you out of Earth Cave, yada yada. But Out of Bounds Bat, he's just friendly and adorable. He gets out of your way. He goes where you can't. He's trying to help you out.
I thought you were going to go full-on rhyme there, and I was really excited for a second. Also, I do want to point out that Maya is in the Sea Shrine, which, in my humble commentary opinion, does have the best music in the game.
This man speaks the truth, folks. At least this time.
See, there's something we agree on. We both like Sea Shrine. There we go.
It's good that we have common ground that we can work off of.
Yeah, common ground is nice. We are, as we see Edgeworth here using his rod to pry the plate off the ground in the Earth Cave. Why you need a rod to do that? Apparently the rod's just a crowbar, so you're just prying it off. No big deal.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's for the leverage.
Yeah, I would definitely say so, but usually at that point, don't you just have Dan's prone dead body you can use for leverage?
I would like to use his dead cold body as like a fulcrum, and then you use the lever and you just kind of brace against his skull. That seems like the most effective way to do it.
That's awesome!
The skull is nice and rounded,
It is. It really is. And we do have a couple of sea shrines happening here as jkoper is fighting, 2 of my most non-favorite enemies and probably my favorite enemy in the game, or at least my spirit animal in this game, the trolls.
Yeah, there's nothing more I enjoy than when you play with shuffled enemy skills, and then you get what I like to call
Hold on.
Oh,
we
what?
have a Tyro.
Oh
And,
no!
uh-oh,
jkoper!
Attaboy, Coper, attaboy!
No!
Yes!
Oh, you're dead to me!
Yes!
Oh,
Yes!
Disqualified jkoper. I'm contacting tournament admins as we speak. I'm firing off Discord messages. This will not stand, sir. This will not stand.
Ooh, that's a good question, AA. Do I prefer troll or sea troll? Considering I live on the ocean, I kind of have to prefer sea troll, just because I live on the ocean. But both trolls are acceptable. And as you can see there, the killing of the Tyros has rendered files silent over here. Oh, we have a troll bat! We have a troll bat in the Earth Cave!
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that was a pretty minor troll bat.
True, it's not the one that can trap you in the vampire hallway. That's the worst one.
Yeah, that bat is just a jerk. He's always in my way and cracking wise about my mama. Alright, so we see Edgeworth on Lich here, and I have a feeling that King is going to give him the business, and the business case was received and approved by the committee.
Yeah, that was just a question of what the five fingers say to the face.
Slap!
Exactly.
Of note, Edgeworth and jkoper have continued to look at chess, even though they are in go mode. And it's a little hard to keep track of 4 streams, and chat can help me out if I missed one, but I do not believe we have seen a single ribbon.
Nope, because I haven't made any jokes about anyone becoming a pretty princess.
You had that on deck? You were just waiting?
Yeah, because, I mean, you got the Hat Brigade here, and you're going to tie that ribbon up into the hair, and everyone's going to be the pretty princess that they always wanted to be, and it's going to be fine. I was definitely ready for that, but we haven't seen any ribbons yet, so I can't.
That's the reason why I'm a fan of the Hat Brigade, because hats do cover up the head, so that, you know, if you do have to wear the ribbon, no one has to know.
See, what I do is I take the ribbon and I turn it into a very fancy bow tie.
Oh, nice. See, I would wear it like a continental tie, you know, around my neck.
Ooh, nothing wrong with the continental tie.
I think it's the classier alternative.
Maybe,
Plus, you don't have to
maybe.
remember how to tie a tie. Edgeworth,
exactly.
proving his actual worth.
No, Tyro ran away from Edgeworth in his massive black belt.
He saw that black belt and he's like, peace out. But we knew Edgeworth's intentions. We saw those inputs. We saw him run away. We know his true colors. He's a man of the people. Edgeworth, ladies and gentlemen.
No, fair enough. And Maya has got our first Kraken kill. Now, as much as I do love Kraken here, I have to say this is where Kraken specifically is where the remakes shine, because Kraken in the remakes just it has the arms crossed, the flowing cape. It's just dapper Kraken. It is glorious. It is fabulous. I much prefer the sprite on the remakes Kraken than the GBA.
Does he have like a cape and a fedora? Like, what's going on?
He's got a full cape, and like Dapper Kraken in the remake is just awesome. Let me get you a link here.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to help me out with that. Well, while you're looking for that link, I'm gonna talk about Kraken because he can be the secret boss of the randomizer, especially in when his percentages get rolled really high, because he attacks 8 times, 1 for each tentacly appendage. And if he connects with all 8 of them, especially Kraken 2 in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, he will just destroy you. I have seen Kraken hit for over 1,000 damage before, so that is just rough. And Kraken has a very high percentage of attacking. So you're going to see those attacks quite frequently. Alright, I'm getting a message from the Greenleaf Effect. To a picture that I assume is Kraken.
The dapperest of Krakens, of course.
Oh my god, you're right.
I know, right?
He's got a cape. He's even holding his arm up like he's like... I can just imagine him saying "Milady." He's like tipping his fedora.
Yeah, he's like here for some tea.
Wow. That is impressive. And he has does he have more than 8 legs? No,
there is exactly 8. Yeah, there is exactly 8 here. But we do have exactly 8 legs here on Ramza's side as he is going after Kraken here, and we are just going to nuke some Kraken. So we're going to have calamari for everybody.
Pretty much. Ooh, Kraken destroying 2 of his party members, though. Hopefully he's got the the ability to finish this fight. Come on, we need some crits out of Ramza there. Oh, that is a real low nuke roll. Oh, Kraken!
Oh, Kraken being Kraken right now.
Oh, lit 3. Okay, Ink is a great spell.
Ink is awesome to see.
Oh,
Vivi pulling it out.
Wow, Dan doing the opposite of what you're used to seeing. He's the only one alive.
Dan, wow. Dan doing work here. We do have some wizards here in the Earth Cave for Maya. Those, unfortunately, are unrunnable here. And hey, there's a second Pro Cape that we see for jkoper. Or, yeah, a second Pro Cape for jkoper. So that's going to be nice. Do we get another out-of-bounds bat on Edge's side? It does not look like we're getting out-of-bounds bat.
These mud golems are just ruining the view, unfortunately. Yeah, Vivi taking revenge. She's like, this is what you get for trying to use my head as a fulcrum. I'm surprised that he even revived the rest of the party. He's like, now's my time to shine.
Yeah, no kidding, right? But that's what happens.
Kraken, put it on, and just get stuff done.
But yeah, no, that's what happens when you get 8 tentacles and 3 very squishy party members. Skulls turn into speed bags.
That is true. Alright, looks like we got a cube pickup for Edgeworth.
Yep, so interesting thing here. Ramza is going to be our first one. He's got the 3 orbs lit first, and again, we are in go mode, so this is going to be a very interesting race to see if the time that Edge put into the grinding of the black belt is going to pay off, or if the lead that Ramza has is going to be a thing. Now, Ramza is stopping here at the Cardia Islands to pick up these chests, which are, again, free because there's no encounters here in the island. So, again, I've said I like this play, not that my opinion matters much as we can clearly see here. But, again, we have that. One thing to note that we haven't pointed out just yet, and you just saw it up there on Maya's side. Normally in the game, it just says you can't hold anymore, and you have to guess what it is. One of the conveniences that has been put in is can't hold, and it shows you what you can't hold, so you know if you want to bother picking up the chest and dropping something.
Yeah, this randomizer would just be brutal to run, I think, without that feature, because you would be menuing in and out of your items quite a bit. So that is a very welcome change. For those of you just joining us, this is a 4-person race, but because it is a tournament bracket, jkoper is facing off against ichbinmiah, and Edgeworth is facing off against just TheHereticRamza. They are all running the same seed, but it is just those 2 facing each other. We're just watching all the glorious action all at once.
Because why have 1 match when you can have 2?
Yeah, if 1 is good, 2's better, right?
Absolutely. And I'm a big fan of buy 1, get 1 free, which is exactly what you're getting here on twitch.tv/speedgaming. And since we haven't had a chance to shout it out right now, let's give a big shout out to Fiesel for all the work that he puts in to the Speed Gaming channel to provide all this wonderful tournament-style content, speedruns. For those of you who haven't, if it's your first time here, thank you for watching. If you're not necessarily huge into the Final Fantasy stuff, but you're here because you've watched other things, thank you. But definitely make sure you give both twitch.tv/speedgaming and twitch.tv/speedgaming2 a follow. Fiesel puts in an absolute ton of work for this, and all the tournaments you see, this wouldn't be possible without Fiesel. I just again want to give some love and some shout outs to Fiesel for all the work, and Ramza doing the finest of work here. We have Ramza, doing the absolute finest of work here, interrupting my promo on Fiesel to kill a Tyro, and that is an acceptable reason to interrupt the promo.
Oh, that's the worst reason to interrupt. Fiesel is such a hardworking, has such a well-established, well-run channel. And you got to interrupt that glorious praise to harm just a beautiful animal. He's the mascot of Final Fantasy Randomizer and my heart.
Yep. We also have the Earth Orb being lit up now by Maya, so that is 3 orbs to 2 for him. The interesting thing is going to be is jkoper has a 3-level lead on him when it comes to party levels. So that is going to be interesting to figure out and to see how that is going to play out. And we have more brutalization. More Tyro brutalization.
Why?
Wow.
I need Edgeworth to encounter like 4 Tyros and let them all go. Otherwise, I'm not gonna sleep tonight.
Oh boy.
And I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm frantically messaging him now, but he's probably not watching. He's got a game to run.
Yeah, definitely. We do have some language being learned here on Maya's side, so we are going to go ahead and head to Lithania to learn. Oh, hey, all you have to do to get into the Sky Castle is you can ring my bell. Sorry, not sorry.
Ring my bell.
Excellent.
I had your back there, man.
I see that. Kraken putting in the finest of work here as well, killing off 10 and Jack. But that's interesting because if you've ever played poker, Ace King is a great hand, but never tends to win. So the fact that Ace King just won there, that's impressive to me.
Yeah, and oddly enough, King more valuable than an ace in this party composition.
Well, it depends. As long as it's not a suicide king, I think we're good.
Well, that's true. That is very true.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to point out there that Zardia just pointed this out in chat. I didn't realize it because we have the 4 stuff going on, but apparently this is the second trip into Lithania for Ramza because the first time he forgot the chime.
Oh no, I missed that too.
Yeah, so that is
That's
an unfortunate time loss. So we'll have to see what happens here because he made his way all the way over to the Mirage Tower, and oh wait, I can't get in.
Why? See, now this is karma for Ramza destroying all these beautiful creatures. Is that he lost time for it? That's punishment. That's karma, folks.
So would you say that Ramza is deleting the Tyros instead of deleting? Deleta? Nobody?
I'm gonna give that one a solid D-, and that's just because you showed up, buddy.
I thought you were giving me a D- because I was making a Tyro joke.
No, I appreciate a well-crafted pun, even if it's against my political beliefs.
Wow! This is interesting here. jkoper going back into the Sea Shrine here. He has got to be on Ribbon Plan here. It's the only reason I can think of going back in.
That has to be the only reason.
There is the mermaid floor here, but this is a very, very risky decision.
It is. The lead he has, or rather the distance he needs to cover, is going to be getting more and more the more time he spends on this.
Interesting. Oh, there's our first ribbon. It's in the Mirage Tower. Edgeworth going to go ahead and pick that up. So that is huge. Now, the interesting thing here is, as you saw, Ramza opting to not pick up the chests here in Mirage Tower, just going straight for the Sky Castle. So that is going to be potentially huge for Edgeworth here.
Oh yeah. I think Edge is with that power level black belt and a ribbon up on him. I think he's definitely going to be pulling in the lead on this. And frankly, with how few ribbons we've seen, the further in the game we get, the more likely these chests are to contain ribbons because we've checked so many other things.
Yeah, absolutely. And the interesting thing to note is there are only 3 ribbons here in the game, so you can never have a full party full of ribbons.
It would be nice. Yeah, about the closest you can get is ribbons on 3 party members, and then a Pro Ring, Dragon Armor, Aegis Shield fighter, or a knight rather.
Yeah, it looks as if Ramza thought about going up to the next floor, but then decided, nope, I'm gonna go ahead and get the chests in here. We don't know what's in here, so this is the 10-pack chest here. It
would be super amusing if a second ribbon was in these chests.
So it's interesting here because you have 2 people who are on your side, and I have 2 on mine because Maya just ran from a Tyro as well.
See, Maya once again showing his true colors. He's a good guy.
Ooh, this is a perfect thing for Ramza. Ribbon and Masamune in back-to-back chests.
Wow. That is glorious.
Indeed.
That Masamune is going to make a huge difference because a fighter with a Masamune is in this version of the randomizer is
2 ribbons. All 3 ribbons are here in the Mirage Tower. That's insane. God. So this just shows that gamble that jkoper's doing in the Sea Shrine is not going to pay off. So if Maya unfortunately is skipping all the chests here in Mirage, so we're not going to see any ribbons there. But wow, indeed. All 3 ribbons showing up here in the Mirage Tower. That's crazy.
Yeah, you're not seeing things, folks. That is ribbons and Masamune Tower. No love for the Mirage joke? Alright. That's what you sound like, by the way.
What, was just complete silence there? I mean, but that wasn't even a pun, really.
Yeah. I'm giving myself an F on that one.
No, you give you a D- because you did show up.
Okay, that's true. I appreciate your kindness.
I'll appreciate. I did love the seeing things with Mirage Tower. That was a little bit. Yeah. But anyway,
we can't all be winners like you, Greenlee. I gotta write that
me,
one.
I'm not a winner, my friend. I'm not a winner, my friend.
All right, so we see some blue dragon fighting going on up here in Maya's screen. He does like to cast Thunder a lot. That's a rough spell to have to take, but the heal does cure you up quite nicely after that. Now I have a feeling that both Edgeworth and Ramza, yep, Edgeworth walking by all those chests, he is done picking up stuff. He is in go mode.
Well, the good thing for him is he really only needs the one ribbon because he played, I'm going to power level my black belt. So the one ribbon is really all that he needs to keep his black belt safe from harm. Ramza getting the 2 ribbons is definitely going to help there because that allows him to keep his fighter and white mage. I would assume the white mage is going to have a life spell. Maya not picking up any ribbons, interesting. It's interesting he's opting to pick up some of the chests here in the Sky Castle. And we are on Warmech Bridge over on Edge's side, so let's see what happens. Are we going to see a Warmech?
Yeah, I hear if you spam Warmech RNGesus in chat, it increases the chance of Warmech showing up. I'm pretty sure that's the rumor.
Well, nobody spammed it, so I think you're wrong.
I tried to spam it, but it turns out I can't type, so...
Yeah, I can see that.
I like to show, I like to lead by counterexample. That's why I'm so bad at this randomizer.
Fair enough, fair enough. So we do have the white shirt being found by Maya. That's interesting because that's going to cast Invis 2.
It's a nice
so
pickup.
The white shirt is a very nice pickup there. But Edge has gone ahead and picked up the final of the Fiends here. Hyper-powered black belt just saying, hi Tiamat, bye Tiamat. It does reset on that Tyro, and now we are on our way to...
That counts as a run.
Yep. So we are on our way now to the Temple of Fiends Revisited. So here is the question. So Temple of Fiends Revisited is the name in the original game, but in the remakes it was renamed to the Chaos Shrine of Yore. Which name do you like better?
I don't know, anything of Yore just sounds more majestic to me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the few things I think I got right. Chaos Shrine of Yore is a really good name. And I don't believe jkoper picked up the Masamune or the ribbons here in Mirage, so...
We might be seeing Edge doing some RNG manipulation down there. We'll have to see how well that pays off for him.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he's manipulating the encounters here. So that's going to be interesting. And the reason you want to do this, especially in Temple of Fiends Revisited, is because the first couple of 4s in Temple of Fiends Revisited, or TOFR, however you want to call it. Oh, Warmech! We have a Warmech sighting!
Oh, what's a Warmech? What is... fight him! Fight him! Fight him, you coward!
I want to fight, I want to fight! No, we have a Warmech sighting now, everybody.
Hype. Yeah, Warmech, a super difficult fight, but for some inexplicable reason is runnable.
Yeah, fair enough. So the RNG manipulation here that you're going to see is because there are a ton of very, very awful fights in Temple of Fiends Revisited, especially in the first couple of 4s, specifically the gas dragons.
Yeah, those guys
really don't want to see them. There's also a bunch of Frosties on one of those floors as well. You don't want to see them either. I mean, most of the encounters on the first couple of 4s of Temple of Fiends Revisited are just awful. So you want to try and manipulate those out as much as you can. No gas Ds, nothing like that. We have a Tiamat fight over on Maya's side. We've got 4 Red Hiders on Ramza's side. And we have the Sentry and the Guard on jkoper's side as he is going to pick up some chests.
Ooh, really high rolls on the Thunder from ichbinmiah. That was really brutal.
That was pretty bad.
He's still got a chance, though. Oh, that was a pretty low roll on Nuke, too.
That was an awful roll on Nuke. And, ooh, Tiamat has a stun
paralysis
strike.
attack.
So Carrie ended up having the poison strike.
and Tiamat having the stun strike. Oh, wow, we're in a rough spot here for Maya. This could be the opening jkoper needs.
Oh, and then he gets the gross man-cat fight. He's about to get fire 3'd. Oh, or he got a hero run. Never mind.
Ooh, wow. Maya on the slideshow here. We just have some white mage action, and no,
Has
we
to
have
take
to
the
go all
reset.
the way back through. That's awful. So that's going to put jkoper here in the lead. That is,
It'll be interesting to see if he considers going back for any of the chests he may or may not have checked, or if he's just going to run straight to the end.
I think he has to run to the end at this point.
Oh yeah, I mean, he doesn't know what we know, that Mirage Tower is stacked with mass immunes and ribbons.
True. So Edge here, you'll notice that his black mage and white mage are dead, and he really doesn't care because he's got OP black belt. We don't have the giant's growth here, so we can't saber ourselves up, but that's still, we have OP black belt, we're fine. We do have Tiamat here getting some low rolls on Thunder here on Ramza, and then we have Wall up and running. So this is going to be very interesting. Nice crit there, and let's see, do we get some good nuke here?
Oh, that was a good nuke roll.
That's a very good nuke roll. So air elementals there on jkoper's side, those are very interesting because air elementals by themselves are the only of the 4 elementals that are actually runnable. Fire, water, and earth elementals are not runnable.
Yeah, that always felt like an odd choice to me, but, I won't say no to any encounter I can run away from. And speaking of runawayable encounters, we'll see if jkoper finds the war mech.
Yeah, not wrong. I remember when this first came out, during the first stages, you could have the enemy stats and you could bump up the stuff. I forget what was bumped up, but there's a video of war mech just showing up and running away. It was the best.
Really? That's awesome. You'd have to have a pretty high party and morale roll for the war mech to run away from you.
Yep, there we go. There is that strategy I was mentioning earlier with the getting stoned on Lich. You do see that he went ahead and got his fighter stoned, and jkoper's opting to fight the war mech here.
Yeah, people's champion jkoper.
Yep. So as I said there, the fighter on Edge's side getting stoned so he wouldn't die of the nuke on Lich's side, and then the black belt just saying, I got this, bro. One punch, basically turning into One Punch Man.
True, although it's not quite One Punch Man because he is hitting for like 8 hits.
True, but we do have a war mech death on the side of jkoper, so excellent work there. We do have a dead war mech. We do have Ramza now stopping over in Corneria to pick up some final items before he goes into Temple of Fiends Revisited. But this is going to be very interesting because we're going to have the options. We have some sorcerers here over on
the stun locks.
Wow, the stun locks are real.
He's going to need a hero run. Oh, looks like his... Oh, look at that clutch run.
Yeah, we got the hero run. So the interesting thing is going to be Maya and Edge and Ramza are going to have a fairly easier time in Temple of Fiends Revisited because Edge set himself up to not need to find equipment with a high-level black belt, and Ramza found the Masamune and 2 ribbons. Maya and Koper, neither one of them have any ribbons or the Masamune or the Defender or any sort of Sun Sword or anything really heavy hitting there. So their Temple of Fiends Revisited is going to be a little more difficult just because of the lack of firepower. jkoper is going to be able to get temper and a black belt, but the 3 mage party, especially for Maya, is going to be really, really interesting to see what happens in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah, most definitely. And the fact that the 2 racers with the harder Temple of Fiends Revisited are the ones racing each other is going to mean we might have a pair of really cool races on our hands.
Yeah, the interesting thing, though, is Ramza still doing a bunch of preparation here in Provoca and Corneria. So the more preparation that Ramza does, the better off that Edge is going to be, especially with his black belt. As you can see, this black belt paying dividends already.
Oh, yeah.
And
this is where his gamble pays off huge from earlier in the game.
Yeah, and the thing with the black belt, or the revisited bosses here, is in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, their scripts become more powerful, but their HP only increases by 100 every time. So Lich has 400, normally has 500. It increases by 100, so it's not that you can power level your way past it, which is exactly what you see Edge doing here as we make our way to the Sea Shrine floor.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with the manipulation, but a huge pack of waters in a RNG shuffle table can really just do a ton of damage to a solo black belt. So It looks like Edge's manipulation has paid off. Not a single water encounter on this floor.
Yep, and he is going to go ahead and put Ace, which is normally which is Ace Bill Callahan, Ace in the front where Ace belongs. So that way Kraken has a 50% chance of hitting him. Yep, Ink is a great thing to see because Kraken 2 can just kill things. 7 hits for 777 damage. That's awesome. We got all lucky 7s, everybody.
Pretty much.
This
is a no slots category.
Wow.
Twice.
Back-to-back lucky 7s, back-to-back inks. That's like the perfect fight there. And there are the aforementioned gas dragons over on
Yeah,
Ramza's
that was nothing but incredible luck on Edge's side. And then I look over to TheHereticRamza, and it's like the worst encounter in this entire dungeon.
Yep.
Gross.
That's disgusting.
I threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Yeah, it's just like... Ugh.
Well, he's opted to take, having Nuke and Faye does make those dragons not quite as awful. Meanwhile, speaking of gross encounters, Edgeworth getting the trance business over here.
Mm-hmm. Does that make him a transient?
Yes, it does.
Fair enough. We do have jkoper making his way over into Temple of Fiends. Gonna stop half and pick off the 3 chests here for the Mystic Key. I don't disagree with this. He has no ribbons. He has, nothing that he can really, to use for defense. So picking up that is fine. He's gonna pick up this Vorpal sword here. So that's again not the worst thing in the world.
It's not a mass moon though.
No, it is not. So the Phantom here was putting in work, but then Rams is like, I got this Mass Moon. I gotcha. No big deal. What happened to Edge?
With a reset.
What happened?
I was busy looking at the other runners.
He died to Bane. He died to Bane. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
The Bane. Wow.
He has to set up his manipulation all over again.
And that's going to give Ramza an advantage here. Ramza's now in the lead. The black belt's going to be able to power Edge through, but it's setting up the manip going to be the issue. Wow. So Koper now in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Maya here thought about it. And then it's like, now I got to go prepare a little bit more. But that Bane, wow.
Yeah, that is rough. You know, we were joking about his incredible luck with the back-to-back 7-hit, 7/7 damage. And then the game was like, nope.
Yeah, no, the interesting thing about that is, as we said, the ribbon does give protection against Bane, but there is that, I believe it's a 3 in 256 chance for that to break through. It might be a 1 in 256, but anyway, it's a significantly small chance to break through that protection, and Tiamat's Bane did it there. And unfortunately, when you're all in on solo black belt,
yeah, that is... Yeah, I believe the 3 out of 256 chance is the correct number. I mean, that's incredibly small odds. That is just awful.
Yeah, and the sad part is, without that Bane, that's probably a sub 130.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a crazy time for this seed. I mean, that would have been home free. He would have slapped T-Mat around. Maybe got an encounter or 2 on the way up, and then to Chaos Floor, and it would have been pretty much over.
Yeah, if this is the same manipulation that I understand from the speedrun, then you get Tiamat, you get 1 encounter after Tiamat, and then you go to Chaos.
Yeah, the only scary encounter on that floor is the unrunnable Iron Golem fight.
And that's a rare encounter on that floor anyway.
Correct, yep.
That is the one in... I believe that is the 1 in 256 encounter on that floor.
See, I'm a little sad that Edge got such bad luck because his karma and soul was good, and his from all that not killing of tyros, he should be rewarded, not punished, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm starting to doubt maybe there isn't a god in the Final Fantasy world.
So what you're saying is you didn't like the fact that he got Rexed?
T-Rexed. Oh, we actually haven't seen the T-Rex. We only saw the Tyro. There actually is a T-Rex enemy in this game.
Yep, it's just the blue version of Tyro, absolutely. And so we have both of our runners on the bottom here, on the bottom or the earth floor in the Temple of Fiends Revisited here. We got the worms going on, or the purple worms. I think not quite the earth floor yet, my bad. I thought we were on the earth floor. There's the Frosties with the green Medusas there for Ramza. The interesting thing is going to be on the top here with Koper and Maya, because neither one of them has ribbons or the Mass Moon or anything like that. The defense sword is the strongest thing they've got.
Yeah, we see Maya baiting some fights, so he might be doing some manipulation of his own there as well.
And there's one of those popcorn fights you were talking about. But it's going to be interesting to watch jkoper and Maya go through this, because they're both going to have, a very difficult time, because without the ribbons, without the Masamune and all that. Although, as we saw earlier, doesn't really matter if you got the ribbon, because Tiamat's like, I got this.
I was gonna say,
I got this. Don't worry. Tiamat's all like, hold my beer.
You ain't seen nothing yet, kid. Yeah, it's definitely going to be, we got a whole lot of tight races here, and I think for jkoper and Maya, it's going to come, and it looks like we got a reset out of Maya there.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
Meanwhile, Edgeworth getting the business end of Lich 2's nuke there.
Both of them got the business end. As I said, we had in serio Black Mage dying. And both of them, again, this is where that power leveling that Edge did is going to come in huge, because as you can see, Ramza having to use all of his team and a lot of his potions here after that. Edge is just like, oh, hold on, hold on, punch, done.
Yeah, I'm just going to press A couple times and have a sip of my adult beverage.
Press A to charge laser.
I'm a fire my laser. Yeah, Edge getting not super great luck with these unrunnables here, but the fires do die quite quickly, even to a non-power leveled fighter there. So
jkoper also with an unrunnable here with the purple worms. And the interesting thing about purple worms is if you get a full pack of 4 of them, they give the second most experience in the game behind only Warmack.
That's true, and with the randomizer upscaling experience and gold returns, it is possible to actually overflow the experience and get almost nothing, which is always disappointing.
Yeah, it's never a good thing. We have all kinds of delicious agamas here on the bottom of our screen. 6 total delicious agamas and then 1 red giant, because hey, I'm here too.
Pretty much. Red Giants do have a pretty good attack rating. There have been many times where I've been in the volcano and have met some really upscale percentaged Red Giants who start punching me in the face for 200 plus damage.
Yeah, but the thing to note is that Edge is running the encounter manipulation route here, so those fires are scripted in battle. And you know what else is scripted in battle? Black Belt's fist carries face.
Well, what definitely did not follow the script was Black Belt die into that Bane, but what you gonna do?
I'm not sure what you're gonna do, brother, but you're gonna say your prayers and eat your vitamins, of course.
Vitamins are the ribbon equivalent for IRL. One a day. Keeps the Banes away.
Yep, absolutely. But we do have, again, the seafloor here. We have all kinds of sea trolls being shown up here. I am a fan of the sea trolls. I do want to point out, though, that being from Maine, I have a very big problem with them calling these blue scorpions lobsters. Lobsters are not blue by default. They're a dingy sort of brown color. So I have a problem with them calling these blue things lobsters. I just want to point that out.
I didn't think you would be getting that crabby about it.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, it took an hour and a half, but I finally got there, guys. All those notes I was writing down paid off. I'm gonna go ahead.
It helps when I set it up on a tee, but
hey, you know what? I'm gonna have to give you this silver platter back later. I'm expected to come in the mail.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We do see King getting his revenge on Kraken. There's like, yeah. Oh, you want to hit me for 8? Well, fine. I'm gonna hit you for 10. And now
Edgeworth is also getting his revenge on the Tiamat fight quite soon here, so hopefully he won't lose the lottery again.
Well, we'll see here. We're gonna have 10 leading the party here. Let's see what happens. We're gonna go fire. We're gonna go. Let's just put fast on the black belt because why not?
Because why not? You're the second to last boss.
Oh, we get the fast off first. Here we go. Oh, Tiamat attacking. So here we go. Here we go. How much damage are we gonna do? Roll the dice and
just brutal.
That's not even fair.
I'm pretty sure that's against the rules of the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, well, because we haven't made any yet this game, I think I'm going to just go ahead and bite the bullet and do it. I'm pretty sure that's ogre kill.
That's war crimes right there. Whew. Man, if he the only person that can survive that's vanilla base chaos is 2,000 health. So with 120% of 2,000 health is more than that number, but not by much.
Yep. That was just absolutely delicious. And we do have the carry fight happening over on Ramza's side. We do have carry going down
Edgeworth
here.
made it through.
Yep. Edgeworth opting to go down right side to chaos as opposed to left side. So this is interesting. I always see left side go down. But
Yeah, I'm
here we go.
confused.
I'm a little confused too. So we have the chaos fight happening. We have 3 Agams and a giant over on Koper's side. We are going to go pick up the
Koper
chest
really
here.
digging for chests here.
Yeah, hoping for a ribbon, and that's normally a pro cape there, but hoping for a ribbon instead of just getting 2,000 gold. White Mage, Jack leading the charge here for everybody. This is interesting, opting to run with everybody here in the first round, so he can guarantee to get the fast off here is Edge. So that's going to be, it's a very interesting choice here.
Ooh,
we have a lot of golems here on the other side here, and Chaos going to claim Jack as a victim here, and King's just like, I will avenge you, my friend, and boom, bada bing, bada boom, done. That is going to do it with a flat time of 136 on the timer over on Edgeworth's side. That is going to do it. Edgeworth going to pick up the win, the first win here in this best 2 out of 3 first round. Ramza put up one heck of a fight, as you can see Ramza on the water floor in Temple of Fiends Revisited. So no shame, nothing in that. This has been an absolutely great race all sides. As you can see, Carry up on the top here. Green Medusa's getting everybody stoned on Maya's side. Nothing wrong with being stoned. This is a Final Fantasy randomizer, of course. So Koper does have a little bit of a lead as he's on the fire floor, and Maya is going into the Lich fight. Ramza here getting himself all healed up and ready to go. Those heal potions are in one heck of a position. He is out of them now. Ooh. This is interesting. If Kraken doesn't cooperate, this could be a very, very, very interesting fight here. And Kraken not cooperating does go ahead and kill the White Mage. So this is going to be an interesting thing to see what happens and what Ramza is going to choose to do here, because he can only use Warp to get out, and he's not going to have enough charges to do that. So if he wants to get out, unfortunately, he's going to have to just reset. And the thing about that, unless he wants to bank on Masamune, which it looks like we're going to be banking on Masamune here. Not a bad choice to bank on, especially with the Temper spell, but it's interesting. It's
I
very,
returned. I
very
apologize.
interesting. That's okay. I was just talking, not a big deal.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, it looks like Edgeworth definitely destroying Chaos there, taking that first place victory.
Yeah, Black Belt going ahead, taking revenge on everything. We have the Water Elemental fight here on jkoper's side, and as we mentioned, that is not a runnable fight. We do have some mages and souls on Maya's side. That's not an encounter you see too often, and that's one at the beginning of the thing. So we did have another RNG reset here, or Temple of Fiends reset for Maya. So that's interesting. We are back to the Phantom again.
Yeah, we knew this was going to be a tough Temple of Fiends revisited for these players, and that is proving to be quite true here.
The hard part here for Ramza, and I feel really bad because Ramza's out of healing. So if he doesn't kill Chaos round one, really, or Chaos does any of his abilities, then we're in deep trouble. There's the Bane. And
his massive poison smoke.
It's the fighter. Wow. Wow, Tiamat just not having any of this right now. This is just awful.
Boy, at this point, even if he managed to get a kill, he could throw the Masamune on another player, but with such low health, I don't know how much success he's going to have against Chaos.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's a good hit from the Black Belt, but yeah, I think at this point you have to just swallow the pride and hit the reset-o-matic, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, with having already known that you're in second place in the race, you might see if he can squeak out this victory. It will definitely be interesting to see what he decides to do here. He might be trying to kill T-Mat just to show that. He's going for the hero Bane strats.
He's going for the hero Bane.
He gets the kill.
Yep, Fist going ahead and go do that. I love the names: Ramza, Fist, Heal, and Vivi.
Yeah, that's a real mixed bag of Final Fantasy lore right there.
Yep.
Alright, meanwhile on the top of your screens, we're still seeing the battle for first place between jkoper and ichbinmiah is continuing as we speak. jkoper setting up for his Kraken, it looks like. Thinking long and hard about what he wants to do.
Yeah, so this is going to be the interesting thing. What happens in the Chaos fight? We're starting with 171, and ooh, Chaos... starting off with Crack. Oh, we're trying for the Bane strats. The hero Bane on Chaos. I love it.
If this works,
oh,
wow.
My word. Hero Bane.
Oh, is it gonna happen? He's gotta try it. Oh no, he's punching him.
Yep, but that lovely boing sound that you guys may or may not have heard tells me that we have got an Edgeworth here in the chat with us. Am I correct?
You are correct.
Well played, Edgeworth. Congratulations on your first place victory in your match versus the TheHereticRamza there.
Thank you. Although, sometimes you just get baned through a ribbon, huh?
I was just about to ask you. We saw it happen and we were like, oh man, Edgeworth's got this in the bag. And then Tiamat Bane, like you think, it'll just bounce off my ribbon. What was going through your head when your black belt started taking a dirt nap there?
Time to reset and do the manip all over again.
Rough.
That is very rough indeed.
So how'd you feel about the placements of the required items in this seed?
Oh, I'm so mad because sub 130 was so free, and Tiamat just ruined everything for me.
Yeah, you were on. I mean, your finish of 1 hour 36 minutes is definitely very impressive. But yeah, this was a sub 130 seed for sure, without Bane trolling. Oh, and it looks like TheHereticRamza did lose his fight versus Chaos there.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, with all of the key items up front, I didn't really need to check too many chests, and I didn't want to, so power leveling seemed like the way to go. I wouldn't waste time looking for equipment. I mean, if I had found Masmian early or something, I would have just leveled everybody to 25 and tried a more straightforward strategy, but...
Yeah, funny thing about that. So you got the ribbon in the little maze room in Mirage Tower. The next room up, where they have the 10 chests in the less than greater than section, the other 2 ribbons and the mass moon.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Mirage Tower was stacked in this seed. That is for sure.
And you know, if that one ribbon hadn't been down there, I would have checked everything in there too.
Yeah, as soon as I saw you get that ribbon, I was like, I bet Edge is thinking I could put this in my black belt and it's go mode, baby. And I don't blame you for making that choice, because there could just as easily have been nothing in those chests. If you had gotten more ribbons, would you have thrown them probably on your white mage for safety then, or?
Yeah, and then the white mage still would have been alive after failing to run away from frost dragons a million times.
Yeah, maybe you'd have had another chance to resist Bane.
Not to interrupt here, but I do want to point out Tiamat 2 not just being a pain to Edge here. Tiamat 2 also apparently does not like the color red, opting to kill off the fighter and both red mages here on jkoper's side, leaving just the black belt to go and face Chaos in a lonely one-on-one battle.
Oh, and I believe jkoper is out of healing potions too. So
yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Here's hoping that Chaos. Oh man, I really feel for him here. I think he's gonna try to stack his defenses and just go for it. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, he's going to have to stack white shirt and use the heal staff, and even then, it's going to be iffy.
All right, he's making the hero call. Oh, and he gets attack in before the buff. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, that is very, very unfortunate here. We also have some Frosties over on Maya's side. So again, this is casting Invis 2, and eventually if you get enough stacks of Invis 2, you'll be able to dodge most of the attacks. Crack is really what he wants to see there, because Crack is a skill. And Crack is going to be one of those instant kill things. It's going to be very similar to Bane, but Crack is what he wants to see because it's effectively a free turn, unless he gets, oh, by the way, hey, I'm going to do that Inferno. Not what he wants to see. So
yeah, all the lack of ribbon is going to mean that all those skills and spells are really going to hurt him. Oh, there it is. Curious to see if jkoper is going to dive back. Nope, he's going to try to search out more safeties, I think. Oh, he's going to Marsh. And unfortunately for him, we on the other side of the screen know that he will find no ribbons here.
Was there anything good down in Marsh? Because after those wizards were very rude to me, I just left.
Oh, yeah, it was really interesting. Of the four of you, only you and one other runner decided to check out the bottom of Marsh Cave. And yeah, the wizards definitely gave you the business, but to answer your question, no, I think there was some money and something else, nothing of note in the bottom of Marsh.
Yeah, the interesting thing here is the only possible thing that we know that could be found in Marsh is we have the Mystic Key chests that are left. So as AA did point out, Tail is the only possible thing that we could see here that could throw things in jkoper's favor. The other thing to point out here is, and here's a question since you're both here I want to ask. In this situation where you've gone through all the dungeons and Koper didn't check any of the chests in Mirage Tower, and you also have Marsh Cave, do you pick Marsh Cave over Mirage Tower, or do you go back to Mirage Tower because of the concentration of chests?
I think I'd take Mirage Tower anytime. If I still needed safety items, in fact, I wouldn't leave Mirage Tower without checking at least the really easy to get to chests.
Yeah, just the sheer concentration of chests in there, the math is in your favor. And with there being 3 ribbons in the item pool, you're bound to find one somewhere.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing of both of these runners here is neither Maya or Koper opted to check any of the chests in Mirage Tower. They did opt to look around the Sky Castle, which was very interesting. But neither one of them picked up any of the chests that were in Mirage Tower. And as we've plainly seen, the ribbons are there, the Mass Moon is there. The Mirage Tower is the place you really wanted to check here in this seed, as the Phantom is doing the finest of work here against Maya's team, but does manage to get through it, not a problem.
Yeah, all the pretty princesses do live in the Mirage Tower. And also apparently a samurai with a Mass Moon.
Hey, whatever works, whatever works. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what are the Mystic Key chests here. We're going to have our first chest here. Now, if I recall correctly, this is guarded by, I can't remember if this is the wizard one or this is the anaconda one.
I think it's both. There is a wizard and anaconda trap tile.
I think
the
it's
wizard trap tile he just stepped on.
Yeah, that chest is dragon armor.
Now that's not, and he's gonna go ahead and pick it up here, just because if he happens to go ahead and, oh hey, there's the tail here, dragon armor's definitely gonna help.
Yeah, dragon armor looks really good when you have 0 ribbons.
Yeah, dragon armor also looks really good when you have 0 tail.
I don't know about you, I never have any problems getting tail.
I'm a bartender, what do you think?
That's it, well played.
Thank you.
You class change frequently then, I would imagine.
I do. From brewmaster to sommelier to mixologist and back.
Nice. So you're telling me it's not pronounced sommelier?
It's definitely sommelier.
Alright, Maya making some progress here in Temple of Fiends, but I really have a feeling that his run may end at Lich if he eats a nuke. I just don't know if his healing reserves can take it.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those interesting things. And the question here is, at what point do you swallow your pride and go back and try and dig somewhere for items? Because, again, we know that you have the option of Mirage Tower, and here's jkoper doing the last key block chest in Marsh Cave here. And then you have the options of Ice Cave and Ordeals. At what point do you just say, I'm done trying to grind through this here in Temple of Fiends Revisited, let's go and let's hit, Mirage, or let's hit Ice Cave, or hey, there's a Tyro on Edgeworth Screen.
Edgeworth, I will answer your question, Greenleaf, but I just have to let you know, Edgeworth, that you're my hero. All the rest of these runners are dirty traitors and are not humanitarians and are just awful people and murder Tyros. So thank you for keeping my belief in the goodness of humanity alive.
Hey, Maya also ran from the Tyros, so. Oh wow, Coper going to Ice Cave.
Oh yes, but to answer your question, at an hour and 50 minutes in a round 1 flag seed, both these runners have got to be thinking, my opponent is either on his way to or likely in Temple of Fiends Revisited. So I have a feeling that if Maya is not successful on this run, he might think long and hard about going back out to look for some ribbons or some other kind of option.
And thank you, RoboZar, for advertising the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. Which,
you should, if you're at all remotely interested in this type of content, you definitely want to check it out. There's a lot of friendly people in there who are willing to answer questions and help you out if you're interested in learning.
Watch out! I hear that Greenleaf Effect guy is there too, and he's a bit of a jerk.
Yeah, we don't really like to talk about him. I hear he's anti-Tyro. But pro Blueberry Pie, apparently.
I live in Maine. I'm pro Blueberry everything.
Yeah, I think the only thing that could help out jkoper in this ice cave is probably going to be the tail.
Tail definitely would be the biggest thing that could help. I do like this little trick here. Nice. Yeah, I do like that trick there he just did of warping up back to the floor to get all 3 chests. I love that trick.
Yeah, it is great. Plus you avoid that awful mage trap tile on the right-hand side there.
Yeah, the worst part about that is in the original game, you fight these mages just to get cloth.
Yeah, they're not guarding much worthy of the trouble, that's for sure. But in the randomizer, if you don't have warp, they could be hiding anything.
So Carrie gonna go ahead and it could be anything. Could even be a boat. Absolutely. Carrie gonna go ahead and take out Zzz there. So the big thing for Maya right now is Carrie has to leave Halp alive. If Halp stays alive, Maya is fine. As soon as there's fire 3, so that's good actually. As soon as Halp
roll on that mage.
Yeah.
Yeah, wisely casting Invis on the white mage themselves because. Oh no!
Because that happens.
That Invis there could have been one less hit. That could have been the difference between life or death. And Carrie goes down.
Yep, so that is 2, but like I said, the big thing right there is Halp survived. So that means the life can continue, have a full party. Now the interesting thing is going to be here is that Fade and Life 2 are both on the same spell slot. So you've been seeing Maya use a lot of Fades here in these boss fights. There's the Sun Sword for jkoper. That's going to help out a little bit here, as we don't have
the Ice Sword.
Yeah, definitely better than the Ice Sword he's been using, so that's definitely going to help out.
I'm a bit surprised to see Maya using his heal potions on the Black Mage. I guess maybe he really wants to not have to use life and save it for Fate if he can.
Well, he does have the original life spell, which is in slot 1, which is nice. It's just that life 2 and Fate are both sharing that same spell slot, so it's an interesting dichotomy between choosing to use Fate or choosing to use life 2.
Yeah, I mean, life 2 is almost as good as a cure 4 if you've got a dead party member.
Yeah, true. And there's the Bane Sword hiding away in Ice Cave.
Oh, get that away from me.
Edge still has PTSD. Too soon.
No, it's PTTD, post-traumatic Tiamat disorder.
I think everybody in the showcase race had that too.
I heard about that.
Yeah, that was a spun up high evade Nightmare Tiamat.
So we've got. Oh, this is hilarious. So we're playing in the emotes game here. So Edge has got Tyro up on his screen. Ramza's got a big old piece of meat.
That's Tyro steak, if I'm not mistaken.
That
I'm
is
offended.
definitely Tyro steak, and I need some steak sauce.
I am just saddened by the lack of respect for Tyros that's going on in the bottom right corner of this race.
So we are going to have two divisive units here. We are going to have Team Tyro and Team Steak. So go ahead and choose your side now. You can either raise your Tyros or raise your Steaks. Either one of those is fine. So go ahead, choose one, pick a side, but be entertained by both.
No,
I love Tyro moving over to the other side. Dana, I'm coming to get you.
What is this? Green Soylent? Tyro, you're eating yourself. It's people. People.
Meanwhile, we've got some Zombie D's on jkoper's side, and we have got Kraken 2 being Kraken 2 and booping the snoot of Boop, and that's going to be it. That's dirt nap time, so hopefully those lit 2s we picked up at the beginning are going to be a thing. Otherwise, it's going to be, SpaghettiOs here.
Yeah, I think with that steak. I think that with the dead fighter, they have to use those spell charges now because otherwise the run is dead regardless.
Yeah, and this is what Kraken 2 does. Kraken 2 is where good runs go to die.
Oh no. He reached out with his tentacly appendage and molested Zit.
Yeah, Lit 2 is probably the best option that Maya can see. Maya wants to see all kinds of Lit 2, and Maya wants Kraken to go all inky all over his face. And I realized after I said that was really weird.
I think
this stream went from PG to R-rated real fast.
Oh dear. But
No,
I think
it's rated TP.
Maya's got to be throwing more fade charges out. His only hope is more.
He's out of fade charges.
Well, Maya's out of fade. That's the problem.
Oh no, that's no good.
Yeah, I think he's in trubs.
That's a reset.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless he, if he had some kind of magic damage item on use, it might be. Oh no, too late. We're dead.
Kraken's like, no. I said you shall not pass, and you shall not pass.
Now, Edge, I know you're a stats guy. I'll try not to throw you under the bridge if you don't know the answer to this, but I believe Kraken 2 has one of the highest chances to melee versus casting a spell of all the fiends. Is that correct?
I can find that out for you, so just give me about a minute.
Sure, yeah, because I know that Kraken 2, being one of the hardest hitters, I believe his percentage to attack versus casting a spell or a skill is quite high, so it's not unusual to see him one by one work his way down your party and just destroy them.
You are not incorrect with that assessment. Also, you will be happy to know, Files, that most of the chat was Team Tyro.
Yeah, I saw that. It's good to know that. Although I did see a few betrayers of men with steaks in there, and then I saw a few inexplicable Tyros eating steaks. So that's just confusing and morally gray.
I'm Team Banana, so I really don't care.
You're all about that potassium.
I am all about that potassium.
Well, if there's anything that these top two runners are about right now, it's sodium chloride or salt, because this has just been a non-stop pain roller coaster ride for these two runners. jkoper, having not found very much, decided to just dive right back into Temple of Fiends and try his luck again.
So is that like a Hawaiian roller coaster ride?
Only if there's Canadian bacon and pineapple.
Something else we can agree on.
Oh, see, really, I actually hate Hawaiian pizza. I was just referencing it. So we are actually still blood enemies.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
The only thing bringing us together is our mutual love of Final Fantasy Randomizer and speed gaming and Fiesel.
Mostly Fiesel.
Yeah, but not in that creepy watches you sleep kind of way, and that gives out high fives and smiles kind of way.
Speak for yourself. I mean, what?
Fiesel, I would check your house for webcams because I'm worried.
Don't worry. I am so computer illiterate. I have a hard time turning mine on. So he's good. He's good.
Well, at least your computer didn't freeze up due to a driver failure right in the middle of the commentary.
Oh, that's where you went.
Yeah, I was really hoping that my mic didn't make screeching noises. I'm glad it didn't.
Nope, I just kept on talking like you were going to answer me and just didn't even notice. I'm awful.
Looks like Maya having to spend a few nuke charges on those zombie Ds. It's a little unfortunate because he's going to want to have as many of those available for bosses as he can. Oh, and Blizzard just wrecking jkoper.
Yeah. Well, I can confirm that blizzards do wreck. I've seen it, because as soon as a blizzard hits, people forget how to drive.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a joke about Blizzard nerfing a class in World of Warcraft or something.
I've never played World of Warcraft in my life.
Blizzard balancing something?
Exactly. Oh, and the 4-gas D fight. jkoper decides to take it.
Ooh, this is just... Oh,
jkoper is definitely more used to the shuffle enemy skills version of this randomizer. Probably not used to exactly how dangerous and health point sucking these poison dragons are.
Wow, the black belt staying alive with 3. That is right. 1, 2, 3 hit points.
Yes, that's right. We brought back the vampire joke from over an hour. Strap in, chat. It's getting worse.
Hey, just be thankful I didn't break out my alternate timeline theory story about Final Fantasy 1 and how everything is just a conspiracy to get Disney more money.
Well, I just thought you were going to go with a Bee Gees Staying Alive reference, so that would have been preferable.
It's not karaoke. Oh, actually, over here on the East Coast, it now is officially Karaoke Thursday, so we might be able to do that.
Nice. That's how you get your VODs muted.
I'm pretty sure just by me talking is how I get the VODs muted.
Alright, so Maya's setting up some manipulation here, it looks like. Again. So both of these runners, as predicted, having an incredibly difficult time with this Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah, this is, it's interesting that when you get the, all of the quest items up front, but you don't have very good equipment, it kind of flips your decision on whether to go into go mode or not on its head.
Oh yeah, I mean, it definitely led to some different strategies. You decide to go with the power level black belt route. You kind of make your own weapon drop with a high level black belt, and it even slightly backfired on you with that ridiculous Bane hit. But the nice thing about Tiamat is, even with just one single ribbon, if you have a high level black belt, even if he kills your entire party, your black belt can drag your corpses of his teammates across the finish line to Chaos, assuming Chaos plays nice.
But that's the problem, is when does Chaos ever play nicely?
Not very often.
Yeah, I do want to point out, as we're facing the Phantom and the Zombie Ds respectively up on the top here, that the position of the Tyro stake on Ramza's screen is hilarious because it literally says Tyro Party Perish now because it's a Tyro stake.
I did not notice that.
I just noticed it.
Tyro is just a little bit too curious about the meat of his fallen brethren over there. It ain't natural. The boy ain't right.
Yeah, but it's steak, and whether it's, your fallen brother or not, the smell of a steak cooking on a grill is still delicious.
That is true. Hey, something we agree on.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
Or a delicious steak.
Exactly. We don't need to know what the mystery meat is. Just that it's grilled to a juicy medium rare and served with a side of mashed potatoes.
Now you're just making me hungry.
See, that's not my job. My job is to make you thirsty, not hungry.
That's true. Although if I eat a delicious steak, I'm going to be wanting to wash that down with a beverage. So well played, sir. Well played.
There we go. There's the question mark. Edge helping us out here. So we do have Temple of Fiends round. I'm not even sure what round we're on at this point. Both of them, both jkoper and Maya, coming off of Green Medusa's jkoper, just out of the Earth Elemental battle here. Maya,
and his White Wizard getting stoned is like exactly what he wants.
But then that's interesting. I would have left the white mage stone there just because it means less heal potions you have to deal with when it comes to fighting the Lich. Now the interesting thing here is going to be, what is the white mage's function going to be in this specific fight? Because honestly, you have the fire spells, you have the nuke spells. Leaving the white mage in the stone status there means you're not going to have to waste as many heal potions. But I think the more important thing is going to be you're not going to have to waste as many Fade or Life 2 charges.
Yeah, of note, jkoper did just get through Lich with some pretty decent health totals. The damage did not hit him quite that hard. So his supply of health potions is going to carry him a little bit further than it has any other attempt that he's gotten through so far. You have to wonder if whether or not the next failure or not, if they're going to dive back out to look again for more items.
Well, at this point, jkoper's looked everywhere, literally except Mirage Tower and Ordeals. So looks like we're going to have, unless there's some of the chests we missed in Sky Castle, there's a pretty good possibility that Tail is in not necessarily the vanilla chest, but the vanilla location within Ordeals.
That is true. jkoper dealing with an annoying but not particularly threatening fire elemental fight. Same for Maya there. Alright, jkoper looking about as good as he's looked heading into the carry fight here.
I do like this option for jkoper of keeping the Red Mage stoned as long as possible. Again, it saves on heal potions because that Red Mage got stoned at max health. So until he needs to unstone that Red Mage, which is probably not going to fight, I really, really like this call.
Oh yeah, that Red Mage is only about 9 hit points away from the perfect stone health total.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You went there.
Nice.
And
we have delicious
Ramza
mashed potatoes.
helping me out with the delicious mashed potatoes.
Oh man!
And at that point, I need to point out that you need to give all 4 of these runners the follow. So if someone could drop the ! Runners command in the chat, you can absolutely see all of these runners. So you definitely need to give all 4 of them a follow here. But definitely give Ramza a follow, if for nothing else, than the delicious plate of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, these runners doing a great job of just making me really hungry. Thanks, guys. Oh, Maya doing the same thing jkoper did, and is gonna go check out that one chest to see if he can find himself a ribbon. He'll be disappointed with the professionals only cape.
No, it's not even that. It's 2,000 gil.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's the pro cape in the vanilla, like you said. jkoper having to deal with the unrunnable water fight. Water unusually weak to ice in this game, and not thunder like you might normally associate with your typical Final Fantasy game. So that black shirt that casts Ice 2 for free, definitely putting some work in. And I'm just happy I correctly said what spell and item cast and didn't think it was Cure 4. So go me.
That's only the mage staff.
Yeah, no, see, I don't understand why any of these runners aren't using the mage staff in battle to get free Cure 4s. I mean, come on. That's scrub tier right there.
Fair enough. But Carrie doing some work over on Maya's side on the Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer slideshow app. TM coming soon to a phone near you. So hopefully Halp again. Halp is the big thing here. As long as Halp doesn't die, we're fine over on Maya's side. Zzz can take a dirt nap all he wants, and we are good. Halp survives. So
Yep,
here we
that
go.
was
We
a
are.
lot of charges of Fade used, though. I would borderline consider, although Cure 4 you definitely want to use when you can, but it's worth considering just keeping that red mage at 1 health and hoping he gets his spell off before he gets meleeed or something.
It's not a wrong choice. But let's see if Kraken 2 here wants to cooperate, as we got the white shirt happening over on jkoper's side. However, the fighter does take a nice big bop there. Ace, or Ick, however we want to call him. I'm going to call him Ace because, again, I watch too many speedruns.
Ooh, big hit from the
big
fighter
hit.
there.
Absolutely. Huge hit. That's going to help out.
Yeah, oddly enough,
it-
this white shirt that he got out of Marsh Cave is actually putting in some work for him, and Kraken goes down.
Yeah. There we go. Kraken 2 right there was definitely the big hurdle because not necessarily just because of the physical portion of the things. Surviving Tiamat and the Bane, that's going to be the big one here. Koper is hoping and praying that we see skills and physical attacks. He wants to see Thunder. He wants to see Frost. He wants to see, all of that. He does not want to see Bane.
And he's got a decent supply of health potions. Oh no, the unrunnable Iron Goal fight. Oh, jkoper, no.
The 1 in 256 encounter.
Oh, if he doesn't have a lot of pro rings, Toxic's gonna mess him up pretty bad.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. I couldn't remember if it was poison or toxic that these guys cast. Oh, neither one of them cast it. Oh, this could be awful.
Looks like he's got pro rings on his mages at least.
Yeah, so we got the Iron Golems over on jkoper's side, and we have got Kraken 2 getting things lit over on
casting
Maya's
that lit.
side.
That's way better than a tentacled slap. Not the greatest nuke roll. 2 high rolls, but they were both resisted.
All right, here we go. jkoper going to heal up, and here it is. Here is the big issue. Here comes Tiamat 2. So this is going to be the interesting fight here. Does Tiamat get all hands-on with Bane? Does Tiamat let people live? What is Tiamat 2 going to do?
We're about to find out, kids. jkoper real contemplative before the start of that fight, because he knows it's coming. He's probably debating whether it's worth wasting time buffing or just going all out with a nuke. Decides to go with the buffs.
I think buffing here is the right call because you want to buff up your team here. That way, whichever one dies, then you're still good. You buff up the black belt, you're fine. Black belt dies, you still have nuke. You don't buff up the black belt, the red wizard dies, you
an
still
attack.
buff up the black belt. So I like the call there of using temper and the white shirt there. And Tiamat attacking round 1 is huge.
He's going for the temper plays. Cross your fingers. Oh god, I'm so nervous.
I am too. We also have some heal potions being taken care of on Maya's side here as Kraken is dead. So we do have both of our players on the
400
same
hit.
side here.
Oh, and Thunder.
Thunder's what jkoper wants to see right here because he can still heal. Thunder is absolutely what he wanted to see there. So he has to survive pretty much one more round here. Hopefully he gets these nukes
Don't go
off.
first, Tiamat. Oh, and he
That's
lucks
perfect.
out.
That's the attack. That's absolutely beautiful there for jkoper. Getting the defense sword, getting that. So that was beautiful. That was the exact fight jkoper wanted to see there. Attack, Thunder, attack. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that is payoff for all the bad luck he's had previously. And he's spending pretty much all his life potions, keeping his main damage dealers alive here. Or heal potions, excuse me.
No Bane. Must be nice.
Edge is just getting more and more salty.
Yeah, there's a Thunderstar from Tiamat. However, that Thunder is going to get some high rolls there, and that's not what Maya wants to see, unfortunately. Now, the big thing is going to be he wants to see Tiamat attack. He wants to see Tiamat attack the fighter, and he wants his white mage to survive as much as possible. jkoper, on the other side of things, is going into the Chaos fight, and he is going to put Dan.
Race.
Yeah, he is going to put Dan. Oh, the Cure 4 does get off on the white mage in time, so
that is huge
on Maya's side. That is gigantic.
Oh, 7 hits, not a single crit.
My.
Ooh, can you get another Cure 4 off? Come on, get some crits. Oh, not a single crit.
Bane, there's the Bane. Bane killed the. Okay,
Oh!
Bane only killed the Black Wizard or Black Mage. That's exactly
Still
what he wanted to
alive.
say. Wow, this is crazy.
Became a close race, ladies and gentlemen.
Time to see what Chaos has in store for jkoper here. Chaos still has the capability of just dropping a big Dikembe Mutombo thing. You're going, no, 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 no. We absolutely have that as a thing. And there is Zit's gone, so Boop has to do all the heavy lifting. You know, the big problem is Boop only has the Ice Sword.
Oh, just real bad luck with crits from this fighter on Maya's side.
Yep. So we do have that happening over there. Ice 2 is good. Ice 2, they wall is up. Maya likes seeing Ice 2 here. Let's see. There it is. Tiamat's down. So the big thing there is the white mage survives. So the black mages can come back alive here for the Chaos fight. And speaking of the Chaos fight, we do have that on jkoper's side.
He's got he's got 5 casts of life too. So if things don't go well for jkoper, although they look to be going okay, that could be a difference maker.
Ooh,
It could very well be
anybody.
Yeah, so that's really good. Crack to hitting anybody without having any ribbon, so that's really good. That's a free turn there for jkoper. Let's see what happens with these nukes here. Getting a 300 roll. That's really nice to see. So a nice crit there. Inferno. Inferno is not. It's not bad, honestly, because it's not. You know, it's not an instant death spell. So you're not
a lot of damage,
mad to see that. Yeah, you're not. I mean, you're not upset to see that. You're disappointed, but it's better than some of the alternatives. The biggest thing you don't want to see is you don't want to see chaos casting spells here. Unfortunately, there's Lit 3. That's a spell you really don't want to see that, because as you see that here, the more you see spells, the closer Chaos gets to Cure 4. If Chaos gets to Cure 4, there's no way Koper is going to take care of this, because Cure 4 is going to fully heal Chaos, and he's going to have to hope for his fighter to put some work in here.
Oh, not a single crit out of those 3.
That's going to do it. Chaos claiming jkoper, so this gives Maya a chance to steal this one now, as Chaos has claimed another victim here. So let's see what Maya's going to do here in this Chaos fight. Going to try and get the fighter set up here. So the big thing that Maya needs is to get
turn one
wall up, turn one wall, and fast up. So that's really, really good. An Ice 3 is a good start there. So we're going to see Ice Lit 3, and again at the end of that spell cycle is Cure 4. Cure 4 is what you don't want to see, because as I said, it's going to fully heal Chaos. So the interesting thing we're seeing now here is Maya opting to put wall on the white mage. And this is interesting because keeping the white mage alive is probably going to be a good thing. And there's Lit 2 already. So Chaos already 2 spells in towards Cure 4.
Yeah, Cure 4, for those that don't know, does fully heal all of Chaos's gigantic health pool, so we definitely do not want to see that. Keep throwing those tempers on that fighter, trying to get him to hit even harder.
Yep, and we were doing the math earlier. You do have the 120% increase. And
oh no, slow 2!
Oh, that's the worst. Actually, slow 2 is not that bad, all things considering, because you just have to sort of reset fast. There's the Cure 4.
There's the Cure 4.
And honestly, considering the amount of damage that really hadn't been done, Cure 4 is not the worst in that situation.
No, I mean, that was a 6-hit non-crit 400 damage. I mean, this is still very doable for Maya.
Yep. And you were asking about the 120% value of 2,000 HP. That's going to be 2,400 HP.
LOL math.
I use my cell phone calculator.
Well done. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
So Maya at this point just trying to keep that fighter alive so he can carry.
Yeah, Chaos, interesting. Chaos sticking to the spells right now, which is, again, not what Maya wants to see. Maya wants to see physical attacks. Maya wants to see abilities. Maya does not want to see fast at all. Fast is... Ugh.
Oh, Nuke is next.
Fast is...
Oh, yeah. Oh! Edge calling it.
There it is! It does it! The fighter staying alive. Maya gonna take this with 105 HP left on the fighter. Wow, incredible. No ribbons, no mass moon.
Wow. Maya doing it just man mode, finishing that with
just absolutely points. Man modes that. That's incredible.
Wow, that was a Temple of Fiends for the books, kids. All right, let's see if we can get Maya in here to talk about his marathon Temple of Fiends Revisited session. That victory music has never sounded so sweet for Maya, I bet, because that was a slogfest.
Yeah, no, that's definitely interesting. So do you just want to point out, everybody, that we only have 2 races or 2, restreams scheduled for tomorrow, but I do want to point them out. At 8 p.m., we do not have a location right now for it, but we're going to see match 2 between Edgeworth, who we do have in the chat with us here, and Ramza. That's going to be tomorrow at 8 p.m. That is Eastern Time. And then at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have got a 4-player race over on Speed Gaming 2. So that is going to be an interesting thing as well. So those are the 2 races we have coming up for you on the 31st. We have 2 races scheduled for Friday the 1st, an 8 p.m. race. It's going to be DD Gamings versus Magius, and a 9 p.m. race of Artea versus Broadster. And then we have 2 races for you on September 2nd, 7 p.m. Eastern, Game 2 versus DD Gamings and Magius, and we have Game 2 of Zelnus and Meowth. And then we have a Labor Day match, 10 p.m., match 2 between jkoper and ichbinmiah here. So that is going to be the interesting, that's what we have coming up for you. Game 2 is going to be interesting of all of these, so make sure you tune in, absolutely. And again, we haven't thanked Feasel enough, but by all means, go ahead and give your love to Feasel, because Feasel does amazing things here with the Speed Gaming channel.
Yeah, he definitely does a lot of work for the community, not just ours, but Mini Randomizer and other speedrunning communities. So big thanks to Feasel. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
and it
absolutely.
looks like Maya is on his way in here shortly.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. Not just here for the Final Fantasy Randomizer Tournament, but Speed Gaming has been home to all kinds of tournaments. We've had the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Tournament, the Pokemon Red Tournament, Super Metroid Randomizer, Link to the Past Randomizer, Link to the Past Entrance Shuffle Randomizer, Zelda 1 Randomizer, all kinds of things right here on Speed Gaming. And of course, let's not forget, every March there's the SNES Superstars Marathon, which is also an amazing thing. So again, all kinds of love there. There's the information there for all the events up at Speed Gaming. So please go there, show your love, all that. So I did hear the little Discord ding here. So that means we've got Maya here, if I am correct.
So that just happened.
That did just happen.
That was a thing.
Yeah. So I can go fast, but I can't finish, I guess, is kind of what I learned there.
Well,
so are you
like a personal problem, so you can get that taken care of later.
Wow. They got drugs for that, sir.
Good,
But,
I might need some.
I bet you're curious as to where the ribbons were, I'm sure.
Yeah, yes, where were those?
All
You're-
3 of them were in Mirage Tower.
Oh, you're kidding me, and I ran right by them.
Nope.
Okay.
1 was in the
Well,
maze room, 2 were in the 10 chest room, and also in the 10 chest room, the mass moon was right next
Ah,
to them.
oh well. Okay.
You can probably guess by the fact that your opponent did not finish before you either that he had the same difficulty. It was a brutal slogfest, but a very entertaining one to watch for the Temple of Fiends Revisited there.
Well, good. I'm glad that it was at least entertaining. If I would have had it back, I should know better that 2 black mages and a white mage are not going to make it through Temple of Fiends Revisited. Ribbons or no, they're not going to do it at level 20 or 21, which is where I was at that point. So I should have turned off the aggressiveness and been conservative and leveled a little bit. And I might have been done a half hour faster. But I don't know. I've got nothing to say.
What was going through your mind when the first time you go in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, it was still a pretty respectable time. You're definitely under 2 hours. And then what's going through your mind as you continue to wipe and you notice that your opponent has not wiped either? It's at a certain point, do you think about going out to find more chests, or do you just want to keep making the push for that the W? What was going through your head there?
Yeah, going back to find more chests was really not on my mind, to be completely honest. I just thought I was too underleveled. I had a white mage with a wall spell, and if you drop a couple of those down, you can get a couple temporary rippins and get through the really scary encounters like Tiamat. But I was just having problems even getting to him. If Lich is going to nuke your party dead, that's kind of a good indication that maybe you're a little underleveled or don't have enough of the proper equipment to get through it. And so I was, I got nuked by him once, and that should have been my cue to slow down and level, but I was stubborn and tried to do it a couple more times.
Well, it looked like the either way the strategy's paid off because you did walk away with the victory here today against your opponent jkoper.
Yeah, and I'm happy for that. I respect jkoper a lot. So I'm assuming he had a lot of the same problems that I did. I see that Edgeworth did what Edgeworth does. Well done, sir. 1 hour and 36 minutes. Everybody should do what he does with the randomizer and not what I do.
Yeah, do what I do and then get baned through the ribbon. It's good
Oh,
times.
seriously, did that happen to you?
Yeah, I was
Yes,
on
it
pace
did.
for sub 130 when that happened.
Oh, that's brutal. I'm sorry to hear it.
That still worked out in the end.
I don't even know what to say. I think I got a little starstruck by all my gold splits I was seeing on my timer because my PB is just shy of 2 hours, and here I am entering Temple of Fiends at I don't know when I entered. I'll have to go look at it again. But I was super excited. I was gonna drop a huge PB down, but that didn't happen. So lesson learned.
No, fair enough. So I don't have any more questions here. Oh, hold on, I heard the Discord being.
Oh, looks like we are joined by jkoper. How do you feel about that Temple of Fiends Revisited, jkoper?
I feel like, it's predictable. I can't take many issues with the Temple of Fiends exactly. I got a fair bit of luck the first time, and then I don't know. The only thing I can really take issue with as far as enemy RNG goes is Chaos, the second fight that I had with him, because he was a jerk. He, one physical would have maybe given me a chance. I don't know how much HP the guy had, but I don't know.
Yeah,
This
you were
scene-
definitely very close to victory, at least once there, and had the chaos luck kind of had it taken away from you there.
Yeah, and I don't know if I did the wrong things in the fight or not. It's hard to say what the best way to maximize potential damage is. I knew the red mages, weren't going to stick around that lawn necessarily, but I didn't know if it was best to use their life, the remaining life that they had in using temper on the fighters, or on just sending off some nuke charges. And I'm not sure what I should have done. I probably should have just ignored the fighter. I'm guessing he wasn't that much of a help, but I was thinking maybe I should have just put the fighter in the front, but it didn't. I mean, that didn't matter at all because he didn't physical attack me once in that fight, and the first time through was just, I had no hope, so that one hardly counts. But the seed was crazy because it just gave you everything that was required right away, and then it gave you no help anywhere. I don't know. I probably should have gone to different places to look for help than what I did, but
Yeah, all the if you're curious, Mirage Tower was the place to be because all 3 ribbons and the Mass Moon were all in Mirage Tower.
Yeah, just on the first 2 floors.
Yep, you got it.
I was thinking as I was walking away that maybe I should have gone to Mirage instead, because I was thinking about where high concentrations of chests were, and that was one that definitely came to mind. And those would have helped immensely.
Yeah, the real difference maker for you and ichbinmiah's party was his white mage having access to wall really helped him out in the last part of Fiends there.
Yeah, well, I mean, having 3 ribbons it kind of makes wall not so necessary, but I don't know. I mean, you see my splits. I was like -8 after Fiend 4, -15 after Fiend 3, but I just had to keep looking for some things, and if there would have just been a little more help in easier places, this would have been an easy PB. Instead, I'm here flailing away and trying to do whatever I can.
Yeah, all the good stuff was definitely way too late after the go mode items, unfortunately.
Right.
All right, well played to everyone in the race here. I don't know about you guys, but I had a great time watching the insanity of the end of this Temple of Fiends. It was definitely a treat.
Well, I appreciate you all commentating. I'm looking forward to watching the VOD again and finding out everything that I did wrong, and of which there was a lot. So, and jkoper, GG to you, and we're looking forward to our second round matchup. Hopefully, we'll get a little more help next time.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm hoping for, but
at least 1 ribbon, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps that'd be helpful. So, good game.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out and watching the Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament here. It was kind of thrown together a little bit last minute due to the Twitch outages, so I'm not sure how accurate the rest of the speed gaming schedule is for the nights or how many other races there are. But make sure you give these runners a follow. jkoper, ichbinmiah, Edgestream, and TheHereticRamza. These guys are definitely putting on really good races, and you should check them out.
Yeah, absolutely. And make sure you also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the follow button right here on Speed Gaming. So with that, everybody, I do want to thank all 4 of our runners here who put on a very entertaining show. Of course, the absolute god behind the scenes, Fiesel, for making all of this possible. The organizers here of the Randomizer Tournament, and of course, my broadcast partner here, Files. For all of them, I am the Green Leaf Effect. Thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your evening.